What's good? What's good, high school football fans? Welcome to the Rising Stars Football Podcast. I'm your man, Derek Denham. And as always, I got my guy, my esteemed host, Mr. Reggie Booby Wins. What's good, Booby?
What's up, fam? How y'all doing, man, out there, man? It's a good day to talk football, baby.
Man, NFL is here, college football is here. Great weekend of high school football, man. So you know I'm in heaven.
Yeah, I'm in heaven too as well.
I'm in heaven. So we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
We got some great guests, including our guys, man. These gentlemen are both family.
Yes, sir.
We go way back. Mr. Jonas Gray, University of Notre Dame, Detroit Country Day. He's played for the Patriots. He's played for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He played for the Baltimore Ravens, and he won a Super Bowl. So we got Jonas coming on the show. And then we also got our other guy, Mr. Devin Funches, University of Michigan's one of his finest, number one. Man, Devin played for the Carolina Panthers. Man, he's just a lot of memories, a lot of memories. So we get to talk to both of those young men. And then we're going to have Mr. Alan True from 247 Sports and the Big Ten Network. Alan is the high school football guru, and he's going to share some of his expertise with us. And then last but certainly not least, we're going to have Mr. Chris Grizzly Huff of P80 Performance. And if you know high school football players in the state of Michigan, track people, whatever sport you play, it's probably a given that he's worked with them, Red. So
No doubt. And he had the old school mentality what people don't like. And
right,
what I love about him, he don't care.
you don't care.
If you want to stay in the league and you want to get opportunity to do great things, you got to condition. And if you're not willing to do that, then you're not should be at the P80 facility.
No doubt, no doubt. So I'm sure Jonas and Davin has probably encountered Mr. Huff. So we get a chance to talk to all these guests shortly. What we got first? Where you want to go, man?
I just want to acknowledge, man, we lost a legend. We lost a great friend, a family, a good father. This coach gave opportunity to a city of kids from Pontiac.
Sure.
Got their degrees and went to a high educational program at Brother Rice. And I just like to send prayers out to his family, his coach Fakasa.
Al Fakasa.
Al Fakasa, he was a great guy. He's a great coach. He's a legend, man. And he did everything. I remember Farmington Harrison playing Brother Rice, and he was going crazy on sideline because Devin was lighting their butt up, man. But I mean, he was good. He kept coaching. He was one of the Stud Muffins coaches, man. So just cheers to your family, man. We praying. We love you guys, man. And just sorry to the Brother Rice family and their family. And he was a great coach.
I want to chime in on that, Reg. I had my experience as well. In high school, our athletic director at the time, Mr. Zittle, asked who wanted to be ball boys for the state finals. And at the time, I was playing on varsity. I think I was either a sophomore or junior year. And the Farr brothers were playing Brother Russ at the time. And again, they were at the finals. And I just remember him being a stoic figure on the sideline. I think Brother Rice was down like maybe 6 points with like maybe 30 seconds to go. And he had the demeanor of just like a pro coach. You know what I mean? Nothing got to him. He knew that they was going to win that game. And sure enough, they called the play and Mel ran it in from like the 1 yard line. So I got a chance to deal with him, you know, like you said, with a few of our Pontiac kids when played for him, Damaris Woods, Josh Fly, Brian Walker.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think he's one of those guys, as these kids get older, they probably
Appreciate
him much more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because it's hard to find that type of coach.
Trust me. And then, you know, this, Reg, what fascinated me about Fakasa, at the end of the year, he wrote each player a personalized letter.
Yes.
Not typed, not computer generated, a handwritten, personalized letter, you know, that they could keep forever. So they'll really appreciate those things as time goes on.
No doubt. No doubt. So prayers up for you guys, man.
Yes.
We love you guys. And
Yes.
you're gonna be missed, Coach. So
yeah,
sorry about that. But yeah, let's on the next conversation. I was watching the news, man, and one of the commentators, Syracuse and UConn played, and the coach was pissed at the team. So what he did to end the game, Syracuse won, but the coach do the old school shit.
Made them
You
run.
had, and not because they played bad physically, but they had so many MAs. So coach did after the game, what he do? He ran the hell out of them.
Made them run. That's old school.
You know, that's embarrassing. Embarrassing how?
Wow.
Stop protecting these kids for work.
Totally agree with that.
Stop protecting these kids from a challenge. It's always something that's bad because of the fact you push somebody.
Sure.
Syracuse, great job, coach. Keep pushing their ass because trust me, you won't have a job in a year.
Well, and that's why it's good to have guys like Jonas and Devin on the show.
And they can talk about that stuff.
Because they played in the era, like the last probably era of those type of coaches. You know, he played for Coach Harrington, Devin Funchess, and Harrington was another coach, man, all-time victory winner in the state of Michigan. It was his way or no way, you know, and we've definitely gotten away from that.
Yeah. So kudos to Syracuse. Because I'd have ran the hell out of him. He run down 75.
No doubt. With weight vest on.
You know what I mean?
Trust me.
You know, some damn sin block shoes on. We're playing around, boy.
Well, what else we got?
I just want to, real quick, man, I just want to thank, I took probably about 12 boys to Saginaw Valley recruiting visit. So it's a D2 program, so everybody don't want to go to D2.
Mm-hmm.
But 99% of the guys who should have went didn't. 9 times out of 10, they didn't go. Where are they going to be at? D2. So the most important part of these visits is not to kind of go to press. I was at Michigan on a visit. Oh, the shit, you're not going to play at Michigan 9 times out of 10.
Yeah. Hey, they want to get the lanyard.
Yeah. All right. I mean, I like
you on their neck. You know, put it on the backpack.
I'm okay, but we're working on developing relationships because Coach Brady from Saginaw might be somewhere else.
True.
So you got to go do your recruiting duties.
True.
If you do nothing, you get nothing. I said that many times.
Sure.
And you got to learn how to advocate for yourself. So I took some young guys, I took some older guys, just to get some understanding. That I'm going to take on Michigan next week so they can see the difference between Saginaw and Michigan.
Sure.
So what they're going to do now to be at Michigan,
you'll get 100 kids.
120.
You'll get 100 kids.
You know, so we got to make sure that we're doing what we need to do to get what we need to get.
Sure.
And it's crazy. Sure. So I'd like to thank Saginaw Valley for putting on a great performance. They did a great job. They beat Gannon.
Mm-hmm.
One of my coaches, James Faulkner, had like 7 catches, almost close to 100 yards. He's a tight end. He's a prospect for the NFL. And he was phenomenal. He do a great job coaching, man. I call him my nephew. And he had a great-ass game. It was cold. But I went out there to support. And I took my babies out there to meet Mason and all them guys that did a good job.
Antoine Mason.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So it was emotional because my son went there.
Yeah.
And then when we went into the meeting and greet with the head coach and the staff, they had the camera up there or the video up there, and they were in the video, and they had my son up there. So I'm like, oh, I never see this. I've never seen it. So they talked about my son. Mm-hmm. They had our foundation we gave back.
Sure.
And he pumped my son, and I didn't even know.
Wow.
And my son been dead about 10 years.
Right.
So bam. So I'm like, wow. You know what I mean? So I told kudos and thanks, man.
Sure.
So I thank Saginaw Valley for thinking of us, man, my family.
Yeah.
And it was a great visit. And on to the next visit.
And guess what? If people watch the Lions today, my man from Saginaw Valley is on the team, correct?
Well, Trevor Lewoski's there.
But who was the
Nick was released.
Oh, he was.
He was released.
I didn't know that.
So he just came back from Cleveland.
Man, and he had a great camp.
Great camp. Ian Kennelly has a great camp in Grand Valley. But opportunity presents itself, and like Devin says, shit, you got to put the work in and get it.
For sure.
That's what you got to do.
For sure.
So I just said thanks to Saginaw Valley, and let's bring my baby in, man.
Let's do it.
Introduction on you.
All right. So again, he's one of the University of Michigan's finest. He played for one of the greatest high school coaches in the state of Michigan, Mr. John Harrington. And hey, y'all know who this guy is. Ward number 1 in Michigan, Mr. Devin Funchess. Welcome to the show, big dog.
What's going on? What's going on? Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all.
What up, nephew?
What
What's
up,
going
dude?
on?
What's happening? What's happening, man? How you doing, bro?
Man, blessed. I've been watching these games this whole weekend, starting on Thursday. They had the NFL game, and they had the Brazil game, and then
Yes, sir.
got in with the college games yesterday.
So, what you think about them Lions today? Where we at?
I got it on TV right now. They I mean, it's up and down.
Yeah.
The
Score.
DC was one of my training mates down in Fort Lauderdale. So
Okay.
Big Shep, he did pretty good for his first game,
Sure.
first real game out there. But they got some trickery going on, and got to figure out the situations on offense and defense.
So, Devin, we talked about Coach Fracassa, man. You got any memories of Coach?
Yeah, I mean, sure. We had some battles against them boys. We had some battles. My junior year, we I mean, I wouldn't say we snuck out of there with a win, but my junior year we got out of there with a win, and then that next year they came back, firing on all cylinders, and they ended our winning streak my senior year. So he always built a tough team, team of discipline. Those guys, they gave it 110%. They met us at the front door. Everybody usually laid down before they got off the bus, but they met us at the front door and was ready to rock out from the first kickoff. So my condolences to his family, condolences to the Brother Rice family, and nothing but blessings in whatever they gain from that man.
Great. Wow. I had to say this, Big Dev. Hey, Devin is Rising Stars. The reason why I'm doing Rising Stars is because Devin Funches.
Sure.
And he gave me so much love, man. He took care of my program. He gave back to my kids. He flew me across the country. I would not be who I am without Devin. And I never told my baby I appreciate him. I thank you, man. But I that's my baby. I love him because he loved me and he loved what I did. He been around with me for a long ass time.
Wow.
Eighth grade, going to his ninth grade. I ain't playing no receiver. You want to play basketball?
Playmakers.
Man. Playmakers days, man. So I mean, he listened to me. He asked me questions. We went through the recruiting process. We did everything together. We flew out across the country for his visits in the NFL, man. And he trusts me, man, enough so I can help him just by giving him the right information to do what he got to do. And he took care of my Rising Stars program for the last 20 years, man. And I wouldn't be shit without him. I'm saying that because he looked out for me.
And I want to piggyback on that, Reg, because I remember seeing Devin playmakers, man, running around. I'm like, man, who's this kid with the big head, man, running around like a man child, big feet. And so to see him where he's at now, man, and Devin, Reg always talks about you, man, how much love he has for you, and you gave back monetarily to the program, not just monetarily, but the time. And
man.
People don't know how important that is. Real talk, because Reg, we worked with a lot of cats, and you know that, Devin. And to see you come back and do what you did for Reg, man, and his program, because a lot of cats, man, honestly, they go there, get their bread, do their career, and then they kind of forget about you, and that's unfortunate. And Reg doesn't ask too much of anybody, so man, for you to do that, and like I said, you like a son to Reg, so we both appreciate you, big dog.
Yes,
Nah, he was the reason why I was able to make it. You know what I mean? And he looked out for so many of my little cousins around the city, so many other young men around the city. So you got to give respect. Where that person put you on. So that was always my mindset in doing anything I actually did, because I wouldn't have been able to go to college without Reg, to be honest. And so to be able to have that ability to do and to provide, that's all I was trying to do. And it's, I always appreciate you and love you for life, Reg.
I appreciate you, man. I love you, man.
Wow.
And we were just trying to get you to talk about your recruiting process.
Sure.
And your high school, because shit, we went every damn where.
Yeah.
And I want you to explain to them how that worked, and then talk about the NIL difference. So talk about your recruiting process, Dale.
Man, I was always torn. I ain't even want to go to varsity for real. I just wanted to play basketball, and so that's why I did do 2 years on JV, just because it was just like, man, I don't know about that sport. But you always was pushing me. You always was pushing me to go and do more, go see more, and if I was to ever lock in, you was gonna always have my back. And so when I finally did get up on varsity my junior year, I just put in the work. All of training videos, all of the drills that you gave me. You told me to pick a couple wide receivers to go look at, and that's all I used to do on YouTube and just go about the grind. And so doing that, and then being blessed to go to some of them tournaments that was out of the
Oh yeah.
state
Oh yeah.
and see what that was all about. I thought that was a pretty cool little spin on everything. We didn't really just have to keep going up there to the bubble. We got to get out of the state to go compete as well too. So doing that, and then back in the day, we didn't have all this social media stuff. So to get the film from the high school, and then you just start pimping it all over the country. I done came with offers I ain't know I had sometimes, and it was just staying on it, staying with it, and going where I was comfortable. I wanted to go to Oregon. My grandmother made me
Right.
go to Michigan, but it was cool. It was cool. It worked out for the betterment of me. But just putting in that grind, man, over time, and just leaning on you to go do those introductions, to go talk about me and vouch for me, and that was the biggest blessing for me.
Right. Hey,
Wow. You Devin, like I said, you with the career you had, man, starting with at Farmington Hills Harrison. Talk a little bit about that program, because when you think of high school football and in its heyday, Harrison definitely is in that conversation. So talk a little bit about that.
Just like Coach Ricasa, Coach Harrington, he didn't play around, man. Wednesdays was the best days. We call it STP Wednesday, Strength, Toughness, and Pride, and we just used to do some of the craziest drills in the world. But it built that character. It built that want to see if we really did want to play football. All our conditioning that they had us doing with Mill Coleman and Billy Slobin and everybody just working us the way they was working us. I mean it really prepared me for college. When I look back on it, and when I look at my best days of actually playing football, it was high school. And so, Coach Harrington, he built the structured program with those those long Monday
Mhm.
film studies on our opponent coming up, those Saturdays at the track, and having to do conditioning after the games, and just getting it in, man. He built that structure and that foundation, going to the hill runs in the summer, just understanding how to really work, how to really do what we supposed to do to go be those great athletes that we supposed to go make it to the big stage. And that's Mark Dales, the Drew Stantons, Game Shabazz, all those guys, Aaron Burbridge,
yeah.
Jake Vento, Mario Ojemudia, just competing with all those guys, at my school, and then going to that next stage to go compete against those guys. It was just Coach Harrington. He built that great culture, man, around there to compete.
Hey, Devin, did you see the Syracuse? The coach made a run after the game.
Yeah, yeah, nah, I did see that. My one of my guys. I don't know if you remember him, Reg, when I was down there at IMG. The other Devin from Baltimore.
Oh yes, yes.
He the running back coach over there right now.
Oh really?
Mm.
Yeah, and so
Oh,
he was
come
he
on,
was
Red, Devin Red.
Devin Red,
Yeah,
yep,
yeah.
yeah. So he was telling me this summer about how much he loved the coach and how much they was working and how they was getting it in, and to see them run those little them gasters or them sprints to call it, I mean that's what you need. I remember seeing one of these. I was over in Australia, saw it, and the Georgia coach was talking about these young kids now, how soft they are, and
Mm.
and, and how they can't really talk to them the way they want to talk to them, or they just gonna blow up in their face and things of that nature. And it's just like out of all the coaches I have seen, that coach up there at Syracuse, he doing it right, man. Just building that discipline, and obviously, Dion doing it right as well. Just put in that fatherly love for them kids, man, to allow them to understand that it's not all about the clicks and all that stuff like everybody say. It's about really building that child into a man. and understanding what they have to do to represent their families outside of their household. And so I believe, him and Dion and the coach over at Syracuse, they doing it the best in my eyes.
I agree. I mean, and we as black coaches have to be different, and he got to be on point. They don't like the old school way because Dion is old school,
Sure.
and they have to do that because these kids are soft. And soon as they have weakness as a coach, they get fired.
Mhm.
They got to tighten these boys up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the only way you win is what you know, old school. Hey, and that's why Huff is on here because Huff, he probably was loving that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Look, and we're gonna bring Huff in soon, but yeah, if you've been in his environment, if you've seen him work, if he's working on your kids, you know he don't hold. Devin, I don't know if you ever worked out with Huff, but
No, I seen some of the guys work out with him. I was always down in Florida, so I never got
sure.
the opportunity to. But I know what work he was putting in with most of those guys. Raymond Taylor was over there a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Dante Hollowell was over there. Who else? Mike
Dante
Mike
Moore.
Mike Webster.
Yeah.
Mike Weber, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike Weber. I mean, my bad. I said Webster. I was playing basketball with a Webster. My bad. Nah, but I seen what he was doing with them guys, man. He was getting everybody right, man. He was doing everything he was supposed to, and I would have loved to work out with him. And I just had my own regimen down in
Sure.
Fort Lauderdale.
Sure.
But
Sure.
I mean, you good. Now remember, shit, we came to high school. What did you run when I was training you?
Uh-oh.
Back in high school,
Uh-oh.
Yeah. You remember the
I don't even remember. I don't remember.
400s?
I'm a little old. Nah, I'm a little old, man. I took a lot of hits.
Hey, what people don't know, Devin can run.
No doubt.
Just a little bit.
Just a little
No
bit. So
doubt.
now Devin ran the 400 in 11th grade, and he was good,
Okay.
but he didn't like track.
Of course, none of them like track, man.
Now, what people don't know, he was a top dog defensive end.
I remember.
And he didn't want to play DN because they tried to play DN. But I'm like, oh my God, man. I said, no. He said, no, I'm a receiver.
Yeah.
And he was.
Yeah.
So we went to Michigan. They said, well, we're going to put you at tight end. And Dev like, okay, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They got him bigger.
Sure.
He lost the weight, was a top receiver.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a monster.
Mm-hmm.
So what people don't know, he went to the combine and ran a 4.6.
Yeah, I remember
But
that.
that's not because of the fact he couldn't run. It's the fact that way he was taught. I won't say who taught him.
Yeah, let's keep that. We're going to keep that a secret now.
But
Yeah.
when he got to the pro day, I'm standing right there with who? The head coach of Pittsburgh, Mike Tomlin.
Okay.
He had Devin clocked at a 4.38. A couple guys have him at a 4.32.
Okay.
And we got, I think it was listed as a 4.42 or 4.41 in multi coach.
Sure.
But Mike Tomlin was standing right there. And I timed him. I timed him to 4.34.
Wow.
Now he was running.
Right.
Now I know he got changed up. He worked on his starts with Jim Cabasa. He changed that start and he lit that ass up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you should saw everybody in the room, it's probably all 32 teams at the time. And they were like, ooh.
Right.
And I look at Devin Daddy, I looked at Devin like, he looked at me, what I run.
Uh-huh.
I'm just smiling.
money.
Yeah,
Ching, ching, ching.
And I said,
Right.
he came up to me and I showed him like, oh my God. But I knew he could do that.
Yeah.
And when they went to the combine, he ran again at Michigan and everybody came and seen him. He turned it out.
Wow.
So I knew his capabilities. I knew his desire. And when they tried to put him at tight end, I'm like, Devin, he didn't want to play it, but he did it.
He did it. Yeah.
With the ugly ass 87 on. But he did it, everything, man. So I'm just proud of my baby, man.
No doubt.
They
go ahead.
different from him. They not Devin. I just want
It's
you to
all right.
elaborate, talk about the difference between you and the difference now with these kids, man.
I mean, it's I still don't even know about all of what they be looking at, the TikTok stuff and all this other stuff that they be worried about. It's they care about the wrong things nowadays, and this is my why was to make it out for my family, make sure my granddaddy can go travel all over the place, to make sure that I was gonna start with a solid foundation to go into the real world. And they just want to be famous in my eyes. They want to be the next trend or whatever, all that stuff going on. And it's just, even the transfer portal, you know, like they can go to a school without being disciplined for it. They can go into the school and play that. I don't know how it worked really, but I know that they can transfer, don't have to sit out a year, and they get straight into it. And so it just, you know, they don't have that same, they don't have consequences nowadays. It's just instant gratification for all these kids, and that's why I think it really messes everything up, because it's, if they transfer, they can play right away. Or I mean, I don't duck competition. So they are. I feel like they are ducking the competition, and they not ready to really build on to something. They want to go somewhere else and fit in and go be the next sensation, but it don't work like that.
Don't worry about that. No, don't.
Devin, Reggie brought the point of your number, man. Talk a little bit about the process of wearing number 1. You had David Terrell, Anthony Carter, Braylon Edwards. Talk a little bit about going from that number to that number, and what made you want to do that, take upon that? Because you know, with wearing that 1, you're going to get even more scrutiny. So talk a little bit about
No,
that.
100%. So going into my sophomore season, I wanted to wear a different number, but we were dedicating that season to all the legend numbers, and they wanted me to put on that Ron Kramer jersey, and I was just so against it. And so me and Coach Hope, we came to an agreement. If I was to do what I was supposed to do in the 87 jersey, I can go see what other number that I wanted. So I had a good sophomore season. And then going into that fall, I mean not that fall, that winter, me and Jake Ryan, me and Jake Ryan, we actually was lifting partners. And for the winter conditioning, then that spring coming up and all that. And so I always worked out the big skill instead of the skill, just because I just wanted to do heavier weights. I didn't want to be like a little guy, but I wanted to do their same reps. So I did their reps and that, but I did big skill weight. And I said in my head, I was like, man, I don't know what jersey I want, but I wanted to make a difference, because like everybody knew who when I came into school, I said I was 3 and done. And so I picked number 1. And I sat down with Coach Hoke and I was like, well, what do I have to do to wear the number? Well, I got to do research. I got to go perform in the spring, because we brought in Doug Nussmeier. I got to go perform in the spring, know MAs, know the whole playbook, and go about life. If I want that number, it was high expectations. So I had to know all of the future, past number 1s, and then I had to go do my thing in spring ball. I got blessed, to work very hard. Jake Ryan vouched for me. I did everything that I was supposed to with spring ball. I was helping out all the wide receivers. I knew every position from tight end to slot to both of the outside positions. So I was able to basically be a coach on the field with learning a new playbook and the structure of what we were doing with the Alabama practices, basically. And then that summer, I did what I was supposed to and being that leader. And so they came to that week of the game against Appalachian State. Everybody kept talking all that crap. Everybody was doing this. Everybody was doing that. And I basically sat Coach Hoke down and said, well, was I able to? I wrote the paper. I told him who all the past number 1s were, and he said everybody in all the leadership group was vouching for me and the work ethic that I put in and everything, and we kept it a secret until game day. I had to sneak and go do my photo shoot with the number 1 on. I had to do a whole bunch of stuff, like could nobody really know what was going on, because we was gonna make a big scene on it. We ended up doing that. I came out, had a great game, had everybody hyped, and it was that was one of the most memorable moments for me, because it was like I really worked hard for something at that university, even though I had a great season that past season, things of that nature. All the scouts was coming and things, but to earn that number 1, that was something that I felt that was rafters material in my eyes.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, he didn't even tell me. So he comes out the locker room and runs on the field. I said, my wife with me. I said, that look like Devin. So Devin runs over to me and like Be like,
Right.
I said, "Oh,
He
you got
revealed
number
it.
one, yeah."
And Devin, and I knew Braylon had an endowment for that number one.
Hmm.
You know, and I don't know all what that all was about and what that entailed, but it was supposed to be, from what Stan and what Braylon told me, that, you know, it's almost like you kind of had to get, I don't know, I'm
The
not,
blessing.
yeah, is thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
What was
I
that?
mean,
Talk about that.
um, Coach Hoke did stuff different. You know, he wasn't really he didn't really talk to a lot of alumni. And from my POV,
Sure.
I don't necessarily know how it went for everybody else, but my POV, he didn't really talk to a lot of alumni. But um, it was Perry Pops. He owns the Brown Jug on campus.
Hmm.
So I actually talked to AC.
Sure. Anthony Carter.
Yeah, Anthony Carter, and I got the blessing from AC. I
Oh,
didn't necessarily reach out to Braylon. I respect Braylon.
sure.
I actually ran track with Coach Stan and everything. He was getting me right for all my speed as well
Sure.
throughout my time up at school.
Yeah.
But I spoke with AC because I really did all the real research on what AC went through and how that whole situation went. You know, you even had Tyrone Butterfield in there. You had a whole bunch of people that you could go talk to, but AC really gave me the blessing, and that was pretty much it for Coach Hoke, because Coach Hoke was old school. He was with Bo, and so that's who I really got the blessing from. But I always gave respect to Braylon.
No doubt. No doubt.
We gotta
Got about 2
get
minutes.
Huff back on, but I want you to tell these kids something to help them, encourage them to do what you did.
And just expound upon that, Devin. Go into your pro career and give us the kids some advice, like Reggie was just saying, you know, to get to that next level, man.
Uh, it's really repetition. It's repetition. It's really putting in the reps, whether it's your footwork, catching the ball over your shoulder, for the wide out perspective. But every position is all repetition. To be able to stand in a single box, to do your right steps. I mean, that's my main thing, because I learned DB. I always played in high school, but I was down there with Pat Surtain, Marco Wilson, Tyson Campbell. I was down there with all of the top DBs, Bobby McCain,
Mhm.
Xavier Howard. I was down there with all them guys, and yeah, I was doing the wide receiver stuff, but I really wanted to perfect my craft, to understand what my competition was doing.
Mm.
And so it was just, I did nothing but understanding their footwork, understanding their thought process, understanding what technique that they put into it. So it's, if you do a lot of repetition and you really ingrain that footwork within your game, understanding high low, how to drop your weight, for the skill positions, obviously for the interior lineman and the linebacker situation, is just, understanding that box. Keep that footwork in the box, and doing what you're supposed to do. Make sure you finish through with your hips forward and things of that nature. And it's just over rep it, whether that's 100 reps minimum or 1,000 reps. Just over rep it. And if you get bored doing it, you don't really love it. And if you love it, you're gonna go make a name for yourself, and get a job for yourself. So just over rep and put in a lot of time in on your craft.
Going into your pro career, let's just touch on that a little bit. Talk a little bit about when you got drafted by the Panthers. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody, within my group, especially since Reggie was there for the process,
Sure.
we thought I was gonna go 15 to 25.
Mhm.
I ended up going 41, which I wasn't never worried about. I
Sure.
didn't care. I knew I was gonna get drafted high. But going in there, I was, I had last minute Carolina visit. Um, thought they was gonna get me at 26. They didn't get me at 26. Then I came back. They traded up 13 picks, gave away a couple of picks, and they came and got me. And going into there, you had Greg Olsen, Kelvin Benjamin,
Mhm.
a deep backfield, and you just had playmakers. So you had Ted Ginn over there, Jericho Cotry, and Philly Brown. He was just seeing where I was gonna go fit in at. And I just put in the work. I got blessed with Jericho. I got blessed with Ricky Pro to really show me how to be a pro's pro. And having that blessing in those OGs over top of me, they was fine tuning and fine polishing my route work. And something, just all the intricate things to be a great wide receiver from playing the slot or playing the outside, and just being able to listen to those two specifically. After that week 5, I was able to get very, very comfy on that field and turn my rookie year into what it was supposed to be. And then after that, just got better and better and better every year, and just was having fun.
Right. Wow. No, I mean, I know what you're capable of doing, man, and I just appreciate you coming on the show, man. You did a lot for us.
No doubt.
I love that first year in NFL, boy,
Oh, man,
we
crazy.
had fun, boy.
Crazy.
And just kind of figuring this shit out, but it got better and better and better, man. I mean, if you, like you say, if you don't know Devin, he can teach them damn defensive backs.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
No, I watched them.
Hey,
So I know.
look. Remember, they used to come back for the Martin Luther King workout every
That's
year.
right. That's right.
And I remember Devin coming back working with the kids, man. He didn't have an ego or, I'm an NFL guy, Michigan guy, whatever. But that's what I looked at, man. And so, man, we appreciate you, D, coming on the show, man. Everything you've done again with Rising Stars, man. And, we love you. We respect you, man. And we want nothing for the best in this next stage of your career and the things that you're doing.
No, appreciate that. Appreciate that. Sending nothing but love and blessings to all of y'all families, and then I'll talk to y'all soon.
Breakfast next week, baby.
Let's do it.
All right, man. I love you, big
All right. Love y'all. See y'all.
Okay, man. Peace.
All right.
Yes, sir. Man.
That's my dog, man.
Man, and that's what this is all about, Reg. And I'm not going to preach because I know we're going to get Coach Huff on. But when we talk from experience.
That's right.
The kids that we've worked with, we've been around, and this whole thing is about recruiting, and it's for parents, because everybody got an ego, and we always say, find you a mentor in this recruiting process, man. And Devin, man, it's all about our experiences, different kids we work with. And so it's for me, it's a blessing to have guys like that come back. We had KJ on a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if Jonas. I think Jonas.
I'm gonna get him on 8.
Yeah. So that's what it's about. We not talking about things we don't know, ladies and gentlemen. But we know these things because we've got the experience and we have the relationships.
But see, Huff is on for that reason.
Sure.
Because what people don't know, Huff is an ass kicker.
Well, a lot of people do know that.
Well, they don't. A lot of people don't know because they're afraid of him.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And so because he's old school,
sure,
and he's going to make shit happen.
Sure.
And I can't deny his ability. He's phenomenal, man.
No doubt.
He ain't wearing no damn shoes in the weight room. So everybody know when you go to Huff, if you ain't ready, you're gonna throw up.
For sure. For sure. Well, let's bring him in.
Let's bring my baby in.
Hey, welcome to the show, Mr. Chris.
What's happening?
Huff, P80, baby. What's good?
Hold up. There we go.
There we go.
I got you.
Man, we appreciate you, bro. Real time. I know you're busy, man, and we just wanted to give you some love, man. I've got my own experience with you, with my man, and the things that you've helped us do and currently doing. And it's funny, Huff, when people ask me all the time. They say, "Derek, what's the secret sauce? What's the secret sauce?" I say 2 things. I say get with Coach Wins and get with Coach Huff. Because you're gonna do 2 things.
That's a great formula. That's a great formula.
Is that pretty good?
Yeah.
That's a good formula right there.
So again, welcome to the show, bro, man. Talk a little bit about.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, the pleasure is all ours, man. We want to get right into it. So talk a little bit about P80, what you're doing with your program, man, and give some people a little insight on what you do and how you do it.
Okay, we're a program I've been around about 25 years now. Might be a little bit longer because I started my senior year of college.
Sure.
We pretty much help any athlete in any sport get better, pretty much, and that's pretty much what we do. Any sport, any athlete, girl, male, doesn't matter, or the everyday regular person. Our gym is a hardcore gym, not much in it. It's just like you said, it's old school. It's pure hard work.
Mm-hmm.
It's just different. I feel what I do is different from what anybody else do.
Mm. And what would you say that is, Huff? Like, give me an example when you say what's difference, say from you.
Well, I always tell people that don't keep trying to invent the wheel.
Mhm.
Kids just do the things that work because everybody knows so much new equipment coming out every day. Everybody got this scientific stuff doing all this and doing that. But I think about the athletes from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. They've been doing the same thing. They've been great. So why try to keep reinventing the wheel when I can just do what I've been doing and just work hard at it? It's only so many exercises you can do. It's about the delivery and who delivering it to you and that person believing in you. Because there's only so many things you can do. Everybody bench pressing, everybody squatting, everybody deadlifting. Who motivates you? It's that person that motivates you to be great.
Wow. Reg.
No doubt. Huff, I just want you to tell people, and you may not accept this, but why are you the best? What you do different than everybody else?
I don't be saying I'm the best,
Well,
but
We
I
gonna
say
say it
I'm
for
probably
you.
the most hard.
We
I
gonna
would
say it for you.
say I think I'm one of the hardest working dudes around.
No doubt.
Because I don't claim like I'm always learning and evolving. Everybody wonder how I've been around so long. I'm a student of the game too. I'm always studying. I'm always learning. I'm not just stuck in my ways. Oh, like they use that word, the goat, loosely. I
Sure.
don't look at it that way. I look at it as well. I'm still learning to be on top. To be on top, you got to keep learning. You can't just be at the top and just not learn nothing. I'm
Mhm.
constantly learning something daily. I'm studying daily. I take time about 2 hours a day to just study and see what I'm doing and to make myself better and stay on top of the game. Cause you got these younger guys coming around. I'm 52 years old. I still feel like I'm one of the strongest dudes around.
Yeah.
It just like it's hard work is undefeated, man.
That's
A
right.
lot of people don't get that. It's hard work is undefeated, no matter where you at. Everybody want to go to the places with all the glitz and glamour. I want to go where it's hot at. I want to go where they give me a protein shake. Nobody don't want to take that sip of cold water and just work hard. Nobody don't want that no more. Everybody just want the glitz and glamour what they see on them. Like you said, like I was at that pro day with Funches with Ray Taylor.
See?
So I know what you're talking about, and I know who you're talking about. But yeah,
Right.
yeah, but yeah, everybody shies away from hard work. Everybody want the glamour, like a quick fix. Ain't nothing quick fix no more.
Mm.
So Huff, that's the reason why we get a lot of guys from the NFL, but we don't get them to stay. Why is that? We can't keep
Work
up
ethic.
there. Yes.
Work ethic.
Yes.
A lot of people get there and feel that they made it, and they work ethic is just not there.
Mhm.
I'm able to, like I said, we can compare anybody's job. Work ethic is what keeps you where you at. Like I've been relevant over almost 20, 30 years in this game because of my work ethic.
Right.
And that's with anything. If you work hard, you stay relevant. Look at these guys that play like Aaron Rodgers is not that good, but guess what? His work ethic got him playing football in his 40s.
No doubt.
People work ethic is what keeps you around. You
Mhm.
can't just go off pure God talent. You just can't go off pure God talent. Yeah, you got to have some type of work ethic to stay around, whether you in any field you in. I don't care what you in, whether it's sports or just everyday job. If you don't have a great work ethic, somebody gonna take your job.
Take your job.
And I know you currently doing strength training with River Rouge, correct?
Yeah, yep, with River Rouge, yep, yep.
Oh, well.
Hey, he's a hell of a tight end coach.
Well, a lot of people don't know.
People
A
know.
lot
Hold
of
on,
people
I'm
don't
gonna say it
know.
for you.
I played
I'm
quarterback in high school. I
Oh,
played
okay.
receiver
Yep.
/ tight end at Hillsdale.
Yes, you
I
did.
started there 4 years.
Yep.
Honestly, I was one of the best receivers to ever go through Hillsdale.
Okay.
I was a pretty good track runner. All state, all city. I did that thing. I feel I'm one of the best track coaches around. I think my track record basically shows that.
Yeah.
Track
I'm
what?
one of the best around to do the track and on the track scene.
Mhm.
It's only 2 or 3 people like can talk this way about track but me. There's
Sure.
only a couple of people. That list is very short with
And
the
I
track
know
coaches in Michigan. I got a state title. I got multiple national championships. Some of them national championships in college.
Sure.
It's not many people can talk the way I talk.
That's right.
And that's one thing about you, Huff. Like I said, we don't talk all the time, but I follow you on social media. you know, I'm in the know. I see you at track meets, you know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
see like your girls, man. Here's what I love about you, bro. You are not satisfied.
Never.
Y'all go down to nationals and take shit third place. Everybody cheering. Huff, shit.
Man, we take
You gonna
third
be
place.
number
My
one.
girls,
Go ahead. Sorry. Say that
I
again.
said, my girls take third place. They crying. No, we expect to win whatever we do.
Right.
You know, third place or second place in the nation, that's huge.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Like
That's
a lot
huge.
of people don't know. We went into the state meet this year. I only had 6 girls. We was state runner up with only 6 girls on our track team.
Wow.
We was state runner up with 6 girls on our track team. Not many people can say that. Like you want to win it all, but we just
Sure.
didn't have enough bullets. But a lot of people can't say they go on a state track meet and get state runner up with 6
girls.
girls.
Wow. And then you guys are always you always coming back. You know what I mean? You're not falling off. So that's what
That's where that term hard to kill come from.
see.
That's when people don't know that word I use hard to kill all the time.
See.
And I'm just die off. You
Right.
ain't gonna just get rid of me like that. I'm gonna reinvent myself every time. Like right now, I'm in the moment of reinventing myself. Right
Sure.
now, we're track.
Okay.
Every girl gone, Renaissance down, but guess what? We gonna have a rebirth of what we do. Everybody gonna see what's gonna happen soon. You know, I ain't gonna let it out now, but
Okay.
it's something cooking right now with track life and what we do and everything.
Sure.
You know, we down right now. Don't get me wrong, but guess what? We had a good Junior Olympics with the group of girls we had.
Yes, sir.
You know, we went down with some good boys. We went down with some good girls. A lot of people made All American. You know, a couple of our boys relay almost. They got the fastest 4x1 ever in Michigan history. We just went down there and did that. You know, it's a lot going on. It's about reinventing yourself. When you get down, it's always reinventing yourself, staying relevant to what's going on.
Sure.
Let me ask you a question, and
Uh-huh.
tell me, I'm coming to track practice. Tell me what my track practice day look like.
Well, really depending on what you run.
I'm running
Because we got groups, you know, we got groups. You know, we got the short sprint group, the long sprint group, and you know, the distant crew.
Mhm.
So that's what we look like. If it's day one of practice, we doing repeat 300s.
Mhm.
That'll say who's really want to do this sport or not.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
So I don't care what event you run, whether you're 800, 400, 200, 100, repeat 300s is tough. And that's kind of how me and Coach Hall open up.
Sure.
We open up with repeat 300s. And that way that shows who you are.
That's right.
If you come back the next day, that means you wanted to do it.
Sure.
And that help you win a national championship with 6 girls.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And when you said Coach Hall, I just want people to know out there, you're talking about Darnell Hall.
Darnell Hall,
Won a gold
3-time
medal.
world champion, Olympic gold medalist.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I know that's your guy, man. And
Yeah, that's my right hand. That's my dude right
that's
there.
your dude. I know that. I've been knowing D for years, man. And to see what you guys doing at Track Life, I've actually competed against you guys. And y'all come out, man, and every year y'all show out. Y'all show out. I gotta say it. Y'all show out every year.
Hey, that's hard. Do he remember when I beat him in high school?
Actually, I'm not. Hey, he about 3 cars away from me. Actually, because actually we down in Powell working I'm down in Powell working the little league games today. Because you know I'm always doing something.
You always got something going, man. Hey, and I noticed you on Facebook. You was in a good mood yesterday. Talk a little bit about why you was in a good mood watching that Michigan game.
Because of Deion Burks. You talking about a kid that
won.
nobody wanted.
Yep.
He came from how many kids, can you tell me how many kids came from the Meteors? Westland Meteors. A lot of people can't tell you nothing about the Westland Meteors.
No clue.
No.
Exactly. You talking about a kid that came from the Meteors, went to Belleville, played JV on the loaded Belleville team.
That's right.
He just is there, just believing in what I did from the 7th grade up to now. This kid is like, he's my guy, like a Reggie Pearson, him,
sure.
Sean Phillip, guys are my guys that kind of grew up in my system. You know, I got certain guys that are my guys, like Ray Taylor. They are my guys. You know, whether they play sports or not, these are my guys for life.
The phone breaking a little bit, baby.
Guys, that's one of my guys for life, and he had a big day yesterday.
Your phone is kind of breaking up a little bit. Let's just do a little test.
Yeah.
Oh, that might be, still breaking up.
Yeah, it's still breaking up a little bit. Huff, are you driving or are you stationary?
Stationary.
Okay. Okay. It's breaking up a little bit.
Sick enough.
But
No,
I'm
stationary.
gonna just chime in on what you just said, Huff, because I did hear a little bit of what you said. You talked about with Deion Burks, man, and you know the work you put in with that kid. I know you worked with AJ Marks, who's down at IMG doing this thing, man. I mean,
Yep.
that's when we started with you. I sent you the video, man, with training.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, man, and it's just crazy. It's crazy. People they revere you, bro. It's like you like a cult figure here in the city, man. People,
Man,
I mean, real
I
talk.
always tell people I'm one of the most love hated dudes in the league.
I don't know. I might be right next to you.
Man, I don't get the hate. I don't get the hate at all.
Sure.
I never got it because I always been a dude that's willing to take my shirt off.
Yeah.
Hate any man. If people really knew how much of my own money came out of my pocket to get these kids across
Oh
the
yeah.
country, every
Sure.
traveling team,
Oh,
how
yeah.
much money I came out of my own pocket, my wife and my kids understanding what I do.
Sacrifice. Yes.
The sacrifice that I made, the fundraising that I have done for these kids, I'm talking about thousands and thousands of dollars, keeping them fresh with my gear on, new uniform.
That's right.
Everybody know Track Life gonna wear 3-4 uniforms at a meet.
For sure.
Right.
And it's just a lot of people just don't know. I don't get the hate what comes with it, or he does this, or people try to throw this stigma on you like, oh no, Huff will get you just swole and buff and you can't be able to
Right.
move.
Right.
Last time I checked, I got some of the fastest kids around.
No
Shit.
doubt.
Cam Arnold's one. What the hell you talking about?
Yep, Cam. That's another one. That's another kid I caught young in the
That's right.
6th, 7th grade
That's
playing for Canton Lions. You know, his dad brung him to me. And that's another kid. That's another perfect example. Can Armour. A lot of people don't know went to Orchard Lake
Yeah.
and built the name for itself.
Sure.
Thought he's a damn
And then a
receiver.
lot of people just realize, people just throw that on you because I always say when another grown man talking about another grown man, I can't listen to that dude because grown men don't talk about other grown men.
Preaching.
And it's just weird to me that I see that a lot
Oh yeah.
going on in our community here.
Yeah.
Sure.
That men just talk about other men. Because Coach Wynn, I know guys tell me all the time, oh, why you deal with Coach Wynn? Why you do this? Why you do
Sure.
that?
Sure.
I'm like, man, we have a good relationship over the last 10, 15 years.
That's right.
Sure.
That's right.
For sure. But you know what,
And
Coach, with people, a wise man once said, when they stop talking about you, that's when you got
I
problems.
ain't doing shit. But
You know what I mean? Because they're talking because a lot of times there's jealousy, there's envy. And like I said, hey, everybody I talk to, man, from the kids that you work with over the years, they revere you. That's why they come back. Devin Gardner. I mean, I can just go on and on and on and on and on. You work with a lot of kids, man, and without
man,
I doubt that they would.
if I try not to name that list because the list is so huge,
Sure.
yeah.
I don't want to leave nobody out.
Yeah, right,
That's right.
right.
That's right.
But you worked with a lot, man. You worked with a lot. And it's not just football, like you said. You work with track guys. You work basketball,
Baseball,
baseball,
softball, volleyball. I got
the
some
whole
of the best
nine.
volleyball players that came around. Our gym has done a lot over the years. I feel accomplished of what I had done.
Sure.
I think I really feel accomplished in what I've done. I'm comfortable in my skin. I don't have to really compare myself to nobody
No
else.
doubt.
I don't have to prove nothing to nobody else no more. I feel my system is the system. If you're in the system and you work the system, you're gonna be good.
Yeah.
Now, if you try to just walk through the door and not work the system,
You
it's not gonna work
Not
for
gonna
you.
work.
and my thing is, if you listen, you eat. You don't, you won't.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
So I mean,
And
you've been doing it for a long time, and you know what the hell you're talking about. And those listen, Cam.
What
Cam,
up, Mike?
He was a monster boy.
Sure.
So yeah,
Mike Sheraton says, "What's up, Huff?"
Yeah, that's my guy right there, man.
Yeah.
Mike brought Drew Ski to me. And Drew Drew is one of the best around, man.
Sure. Sure.
Man,
Yeah.
love that kid. I don't feel him as much as I did when they first started off.
Yeah.
And I get it.
Yeah.
It's just hard. There's so much going on with quarterback training. He
It's a lot.
quarterback trained out of the state. He had to do things with his school. But I
Sure.
can always say I was at the beginning process of Drew.
No doubt.
They can never if Drew never walked through my gym again, I'll be happy that Drew came through there because I could always say I was part of Drew Ski. I gave him the name Drew Ski. So I can always feel that that kid was a part of my program forever.
That's right.
And here's the thing: you're leaving a legacy. You got your son Junior in there working and doing this thing.
Yeah,
Talk a little
Zoe.
about
Yep,
him.
got my son Zoe trying. He's allowing me to do things that like at Rouge and all
Sure.
that stuff because he can hold the gym down while I'm gone.
That's right.
Sure. Junior loves him, man. I mean, really, Reg. He's upset. Like, obviously with St. Mary's now, we in full season. But before that, and I called Huff. I said, man, I want to bring him back. Do this. He's upset. He was upset if he missed a day.
That's right.
And that just speaks volumes about you and your son and your program, man. That's real talk. Because, like I said, you said, I remember you saying this, man. If you gotta push your kid to come, and he really don't want it. But kids want to come to you and to your facility, bro.
Yeah, I would believe you can't just take a kid to my gym and say, okay, that's not that kid gotta want to be there. We're not the type of place. If you don't want to be there, it doesn't work for you.
Yes, sir. Yes,
It
sir.
doesn't work for you. You gotta want it. You gotta be a different kind of kid to work out. You could go to a game and say, okay, that's a P80 kid. I can tell.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
My kids outstand the way they look, the way
That's
they
right.
move, the way
Mhm.
they carry themselves, our attitude, how we carry ourselves. We
Right.
respectful,
That's right.
but we some arrogant, cocky dudes out there and ladies out there. We gonna talk the talk.
right.
Hey, talk a little bit about and we got a couple of minutes, but talk a little bit about how people that don't know your program, they want to get involved. They want to enter some classes or take up some classes with you. Go ahead and
One simple way is go to media site Grizzly Performance 80, or one big thing you can just Google me and all my information pop up.
Okay. Well, we'll do, Huff. We'll put it on Red's website and the social media sites, man. And anybody, like I said, again, when people ask, I say go see Coach Wins for the recruiting and come see Huff for speed and strength.
And I just want to add, and what people don't understand, Huff is just not a coach.
Sure.
He's a mentor. He's
No
a
doubt.
father to the kids. Now,
No
listen
doubt.
to me. I'm gonna say this.
Oh
And
man,
Huff-
I talk to my kids. I deal with that's another part people don't know.
Sure.
I deal with a lot of people daily stuff. I go on college visits with kids
Yeah.
when parents don't know what's going on.
Right.
I do a lot of that kind of stuff.
Sure.
Man, it's just like mental illness is so
It's real.
heavy right now.
Wow.
I'm dealing with a lot of kids, helping them get through the mental part of what's going on, recruiting, why this coach don't want me, or why my parents not showing up at games, why you always with me, why I always got to travel with you, or why you always picking me up, why my parents this. And I get a lot of that. I find myself talking kids off the ledge all the time.
Wow.
I gotta go, but I gotta say this, Huff.
Yep.
We had a kid that played at Lawrence Tech, and I said his name,
Oh yeah.
Bakeem Cole. So I called Huff because I had a lot of coaches looking at this kid.
Okay.
Now, he never played football until he graduated out of high school.
Okay.
He was a basketball player, played prep basketball.
Sure.
Huff was a strength coach at Lawrence Tech.
Mm-hmm.
I had some issues. They did not want my baby to leave, but he was disappointed in how he's getting treated at one position coach.
Sure.
I called Huff. I said, man, I'm going to need some validation. I'm going to need some recommendation for this kid because I'm going to transfer this kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up transferring the kid. They called Huff, and Huff gave a good statement about this kid.
Mm-hmm.
And now this kid, me and Huff talk about him. He only played 2 years of football. He's on his third year, finna graduate from Purdue. He's going to get drafted.
Wow.
He's a starting left tackle for Purdue right now.
Big Ten.
And Huff,
Yeah.
and one thing Huff said, he told the coach, like, this kid, you got a worker.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, it just ain't about strength and conditioning. Bakeem wasn't his player, or he didn't work out with Huff all the time. But when Huff got there, he took the liking to that kid and helped that kid.
Sure.
Yeah, he's a great kid, man. Great mom.
That's a great mom, absolutely.
Well, that's what it's all about, man. It's all about, like Huff said, and Reg, and you and I can attest to this. When we had playmakers back in the day, you come out of your pocket a lot on your own funds, helping these kids, man. Because it's for the love. You gotta, you can make your money, whatever, but there's gotta be some genuine passion and love for this to do it, especially as long as you've done it, Huff.
Yep.
Oh yeah, there got to be some love involved. Cause some days I'm like, man, I can't believe I spent my last dollar.
I know, man. But hey, you keep doing your shit, man.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all
good,
having
brother.
me.
Man, come on, man. It ain't nothing but love here, bro. And like I said, I appreciate you. And I speak for the whole community of people that you work with, man. If it's 10
Thank you.
workouts of 40, you've made an impact, man. And we just wanted to give you your flowers and pump up your program, man. And anything we can do
Thank
to
you,
help
my
you
guy.
promote it,
We got you,
you know
man.
we got you.
Hey, next time Drew come, make him take him damn shoes off and work out.
All right, guys. Now let me get back to the game.
All right, do your
baby.
thing,
Good luck.
big dog.
Love you, dude.
Yep.
All right,
All right,
man.
I know, man.
That's another one, man. Great guy, man. Great guy. Huff, man, is like I said, you know, that's a testament of a great man when you get the people to, he don't have to, Huff is a man of few words. You know what I'm saying? And people do the talking for him. So that's the testament of a great person. You ain't got to pump yourself. Other people do it if you're that guy.
And
So,
everybody talks about the good people, so it is what it is. You just got to go and keep doing what you're doing. Put your head down. I've been living that shit for a long time. Just
Sure.
put your head down the road, baby.
let's go. Let's go.
You know, so
And then now let's segue into another great guy that's given back a lot of his time and, you know, the things he's done over the years. He's definitely helped my family, and Reg, he's helped you with a lot of kids you work with,
Everything.
man, and just a genuine good guy. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mr. Alan True to the Rising Stars podcast. What's up, bro?
Guys, how are you? Thanks for having me.
Man, you already know, man. We appreciate you having you, bro.
hey, big guy, how you doing, big dog?
Reg, I'm tired. You know, we're only a couple weeks into the season, but I've logged a lot of miles already. So
I know, man. So I know we got to get you out of here. Got an appointment at 8.
Talk a little bit about that, what you said. With how much the work you've done so far in the first 2 weeks. Talk a little bit about that, man.
yeah, so first 2 weeks, I mean, first of all, it never really stops.
Sure.
So from the end of last season, you know, I won't throw Reg under the bus, but he put the camp right after Thanksgiving. So December, I don't have any time off. I got to go to the Rising Stars Top 250. Then we're into you know, signing day, first signing day. Then we got all-star games, and second signing day, and then 7-on-7 starts like right around Valentine's Day. I'm going to Chicago. So then we're into the camp season. Then we get into combines. Then we get into college camps. And then it seems like right back around. Now it's prep kickoff classic already by the time we've summer, you know. So, you know, Indiana starts the week before Michigan. So a couple weeks ago down in Indiana, I always get down there first because they're not, but going the whole week before that, I'm at scrimmages in Michigan.
Sure.
I'm at practices. Then I'm at, you know, down at Wayne State for Cass Tech, Toledo Central Catholic.
That's a good one.
Yep. Then this whole weekend, I'm in Chicago Friday, 2 games on Friday, 1 game Saturday morning, and then come back here. So I think maybe I'll catch a game on the West Side this week just to give myself a little break.
A little breather. Yeah, I agree.
Well, for those that don't know, you're currently at 247 Sports, correct?
Yep.
You with the Big Ten Network, with that entity as well. And like I said, man, you've been around for a while, man, and you always, you know, I tell parents, Alan, I said, get to know the writers, get to know them. You know what I mean? Get to know them, because guess what? If they get to know you and they appreciate your ability, or they like what you do, if they write about you, man, sometimes that's how a kid first gets out there. So talk a little bit about that and how important it is for people to establish those relationships.
Yeah, you know, I caught the end of Huff's interview.
Sure.
Which, you know, I've covered a number of kids that he's trained over the years. I mean, everything you guys said about him was right on. But I thought it was funny. He said kind of him and Reg, you know, you get the love and you also get the hate. It's definitely true when you're in the media as well.
Sure.
And so I think there's a misconception about us and me that I'm here to put everybody on.
Sure.
And it's just impossible to do that. Now, that being said, I try to do that for as many kids as I can.
Sure.
So I think over the years where people maybe get upset with us is, well, he didn't do anything for me.
Sure.
And that's true. I probably haven't done it. I can't do everything for everybody. Sure. But that said, there have been guys over the years that I think we've had a hand.
Absolutely.
And yeah. So yeah, get to know us. I would also say to parents that are watching this, we're not as scary as you think we are. I know when you first start getting into this process because you don't know anything about it.
Sure.
Having somebody from the media stick a microphone in front of your 15-year-old's face is a scary thing. But I always say we're a good training ground for what they'll experience if they go on to play college ball and if they go on to play in the NFL. Because, the recruiting media, for the most part, I'll say, large majority of recruiting media, we're not really out to try to get anybody. We're not out to try to do negative journalism or ambush journalism or anything like that. I'm really trying to find the next guy and hope to write positive things about them. When they go on visits, I want to write positive things about visits. When they commit, you can read the commit stories. We want to be very positive about what that school is getting and why that kid picked the school. And so I think that there's a distrust of the media, and I understand why. I don't trust the media, but in terms of recruiting media, for the most part, we're here to help.
I totally agree with that.
And just to add to that, if you're good and you're doing everything you can, perform at these camps and on your game, I guarantee Allen will write about you. But if you're not doing anything but complaining about rankings, I ain't got time. Because 9 times of the 10, the guys who complaining about those rankings are the ones that's not doing anything.
Sure.
So I'm asking you guys that's out there playing football, just let your game speak for yourself.
Sure.
I guarantee Allen's going to stick that microphone in your mouth and talk about whatever you want to talk about because you validate your abilities.
Jimmy Macon, Detroit Central, is that where Jimmy's at?
Yeah.
He says, Allen, another hardworking guy in the media world that always has his eyes on all the athletes around the Midwest. That is amazing and very appreciated.
Yeah, it is.
And again, man, people, I've never heard anything bad. People say anything bad about you, Allen, quite honestly.
No, you must not talk to them.
Hey, I heard it all, man.
I ain't heard it. I ain't heard it. So I heard it. But I mean, because you're such a humble guy, man. People can, like you said, people don't know what they don't know. They can come right up to you. You're not going to blow them off. Now, if you're busy doing your thing, okay, that's in any situation. But for the most part, you're going to talk to people, man. And, hey, how do I get my son on the profile? What I need to do, blah, blah, blah. You're going to give them that information. So.
Sure. Yeah, I know it comes with the territory too.
Sure.
And the other thing is, I don't just have Michigan. I live here, know a lot of people in Michigan. So this is always my home and I want to take care of Michigan. But, I've got 8 to 10 states that I cover. So it's not just Michigan. I got people in all those states that want the coverage and want profiles and things. And so we, but we accept the challenge. So I know that the negativity just comes with it, but you're right. I mean, I led that way. So but it's been more positive than negative over the years for sure. I mean, there's still kids that I still have relationships with you too. There's kids that are now in the pros or kids that have gone on to now be coaches. Just Reggie and I were just at Saline. Kyle Short was a recruit going to Grand Valley when I met him. And so, a lot of those guys, a lot of the time, those relationships in football or in any walk of life, it kind of comes back around.
What's if you had to give an answer for this question, what would you say is the biggest mistake a parent does in the recruiting process?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I think there's a sweet spot that's hard to hit of being involved and not being under involved or being over involved. And so it's really hard to find where that midpoint is. And it's also because it depends on your situation. It depends on who your kid is, depends on what position they play. It depends on how much they're getting recruited. It depends on how much you have other people helping you. Like, does your high school coach help? Some high school coaches help recruit more than others. Some just want to coach football. Some do a little of both. So I think for parents, the biggest mistake is sometimes maybe getting themselves over their skis a little bit. I say is like, getting too far ahead of themselves early in the process, maybe getting overly involved, maybe talking too much for the student athlete, and not letting that kid sometimes have agency in their own process. Now, these are your kids. So you want to, I have kids, they can't make a sandwich without asking me a question. So I understand where you want to be involved in every decision your kid makes. But I think that's the hardest part. The hardest struggle is finding exactly how much should I be involved, have my hands in this, right?
Sure. That's right. Wow. That's right. I mean, and that's huge, man. But you have to continue educating these parents about this recruiting process, because the fact we said this last week, 2 weeks ago, that the parents can destroy the kids' opportunity.
Sure.
You know, so, but I mean, Alan, speak about, because I got parents complaining about stars, and it's an issue now because them stars determine somebody NIL money.
Mhm.
So now they riding you because the fact is that they're not a 5-star. Can you explain that a little bit?
Sure. So I think the first thing too is that the stars may help determine your initial value if we're talking about NIL.
That's right.
If you come in as a big time guy and you don't produce, that number will drop.
Sure.
And if you come in as a guy who isn't a big time guy, you can play your way into different situations now. There were guys in the portal last year who were basically zero value NIL guys coming out of high school, barely had any offers to speak of, who are making well into the 6 figures. We both know that. So the stars and the rankings and your offer list and your profile coming out of high school, that all does play a part. But I think the good thing about the portal now is that you're not stuck in what you were out of high school. In the old system, what you were leaving high school, you kind of had to live with it until you graduated college and went into the draft and hopefully outplayed your ranking by the time you got out of college. Now you have a year by year chance to change that around. And so for us, the rankings are a projection, which anytime you project anything, people can't even project the weather accurately. So to predict what a 14, 15, 16-year-old is going to be at 21, 22, it's a difficult job.
Sure.
We're looking off of athletic traits. We're looking off of production in high school, but ultimately it is a little bit of guesswork as far as what you're going to be once you become a full-fledged college player. So that's some of the misconception about stars, is it's not really how good you are now. And if you look at it that way, if you go look at the high school record books in any state, there's a whole lot of guys that put up a whole lot of yards, a whole lot of tackles, a whole lot of sacks, whatever position they played, that didn't end up doing much in college. So high school production is only a piece of it. Projection to the next level, and beyond that is kind of what we're looking at.
When you here's something that I think I asked Jeff Corian of D-Zone this, and I want to ask you this too. What comes first, Alan? A lot of times, like I said, you guys can play a very integral part of a kid's exposure, so to speak. You know that whether you're working with Curtis Blackwell, Sound Mind and his thing, or Reggie and his thing, or Jeff, it's do coaches ever come to you and say, "Hey man, what do you think about this kid?" Like, you know, because you guys may do you as a writer or as a recruiter, do you trying to see how I want to say this, do you go off of what a coach says in your evaluation or your recruiting? You know, what comes first? Is it you seeing a kid at a camp, or are you seeing a kid being recruited by Michigan? Let's just put it that way.
It has happened every single way that you can imagine.
Sure.
So some kids, they got an offer first, and then I happen to see it. Sometimes I'm ahead of it. I like to try to be ahead of it before the offers come. We're not 100% with that. So sometimes it is because a school already offered, but sometimes I'll see a kid before they kind of have their blow up, or when they're younger, and I'll put them out, and then schools will start asking questions. Sometimes we'll see them at the same time. If we're all at Wayne State at camp, and we'll all see that this kid who nobody knew, or maybe he was hurt the year before, all at the same time, that kid may get a bunch of offers the same day he gets a write-up from us. So it does happen at different times. Coaches do ask us questions all the time. You know, they're very limited in what they can do. They can't be at these games and these camps and these things that I'm at. So do they 100% just say, well, Alan said this kid was good, we're going to offer him? I don't think so. But they do use the information, because I can be places they cannot be.
That's right.
And so they want to see that. Oh, did you take some video? We need to see some of that video, because they can't be there. And at the same time, because these are very experienced coaches and they have staffs full of guys evaluating kids, sometimes I'll say, man, I really like this kid.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any offers. Is there a reason? Can you look at this and tell me maybe what I'm missing? Or maybe this guy, everybody wants this guy, but I didn't really see it myself. Can you explain why you guys want him? And then it helps. So I don't just listen to what these coaches say either, but I think we're always trying to gather as much information as we can, because I think that's the hardest thing about evaluating high school recruits, beyond the fact that they're still young in their development process. The next hardest thing is to get information on there's so many kids. It's hard to get information, lots of information on every guy. And so I think the schools want as much as they can get it from, and we want information from as many sources as we can get it from as well. That's why I'm talking to Reggie, I'm talking to the high school coaches, I'm talking to people who have seen them in games. And so we take it from any place we can get it.
Let's open the phone lines, Reg. Put the phone number up for me, Sante. And if you don't mind, Alan, we may have a couple of people that want to give you a call and pick your brain. So
Sure.
The phone number is 248-905-1128, 248-905-1128. Hey, call in, ask your questions of Mr. True from 247 Sports and the Big Ten Network. Reg.
I got a few more questions, so I get you out of here.
Yep.
And we're just talking about players. Who's your players on the rise?
On the rise.
In the state of Michigan.
Okay.
I give you a couple of mines, and he's recruited heavy, and Tommy Carr is one of my babies. Is getting a little more attention than he wants, and then Cartwright has been getting a lot of attention lately. Anthony Cartwright from Detroit Country Day, and he's been getting a lot of attention. The linebacker from Saline, Bryce Barberino, he's starting to pick full steam up. So I'm just trying to figure out any names out there that you think about that has that same opportunity of growing or developing.
So I agree with you on Cartwright. I think he got on the radar early, was this highly ranked guy. To be honest, the company I work for, 24/7, we actually slid him back a little bit. Now I think he's going to come back up because of what we're seeing so far from him this year, and he continues to physically grow too. So I'm with you on him. Reg, I know we saw this guy together a couple weeks ago, Antoine Wilkes, the tackle at Cass Tech. Didn't have a lot of film going into the year, but it didn't take long at that scrimmage to pick him out and see what he's going to put together. He was hurt the first game. I think he's really, that's my riser as far as the 28, because I think people know CJ, people know Tabron, people know Mylan Griggs a little bit, people know Marcus Jennings. That's the guy on that team that I think is the highest level prospect that maybe people don't quite know yet. When I talk about Cass, I got to talk about King too.
Sure.
But I'm not throwing this out there. Michael Dukes has been incredible through the first couple. His first game was really good, really, really good. And you talked about Tommy Carr, is committed, but he's got some schools that are kicking around.
Sure.
Rutgers does a good job recruiting, but they may have to protect that one a little bit, because Dukes he's really good. He ran 4.6 on the laser in the summer, which people don't realize. If you run 4.6 on a laser, that is fast, especially at 210, 215 pounds. So that's a guy that I'm really looking forward to seeing more from. I think through the first couple weeks, those are two of the guys that I really think of. You know what? At CC, the running back at CC, Cedric Williams.
Yeah, he's a young guy. He's good.
I think he's a 26. There's stars
last year. That's right.
Yeah, there's stars all over that team, so you don't always maybe notice him, but he's really good. You know who else has impressed me? Sometimes like interior offensive linemen are just grunts, so you don't always notice these guys. Ben Izuka maybe doesn't get enough credit around the state. He is pretty good now.
He is pretty good, and that's why. And I gave shout out to the offensive line and the defensive line of CC, because they are monsters. They are monsters. They destroyed Toledo CC O line at
surprising
line.
Yeah,
no, they probably won the biggest line in the damn state of Michigan. So you're right. Ben has been balling. I'm so proud of him, man.
Hey, Alan, I wanna put you on the spot. Okay, me and Reg have just debates all the time. Who's the top quarterback in the state of Michigan?
Top quarterback in the state of Michigan.
Now,
prospect
wise, doesn't matter class. Who is the top in your mind? Who's the top rated quarterback right now?
Okay, that's a good question. So just in terms of level of recruitment, Donald Tabron is the highest level of recruited guy
Yep.
in the state. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm leaning there, but that's a little bit because he's a sophomore. He's just getting into his sophomore year. That's a little bit of a disservice to the two seniors, Cade Kaufman and Tommy Carr.
Sure.
So you are putting me on the spot, I guess.
That's what we do, bro. You the man. You got the answer, so you know.
So I'm gonna stick with I think because if you go long term,
Sure.
he's maybe got he's got the ceiling long term.
That is true.
That's true.
But it's not as easy of an answer as people may think because Don's got all these offers. He won a state title. I mean, he has earned the spot.
Sure.
You know, he's a top 50 national guy. I think Cade and Tommy they're both like for us right at the top of the 3 stars right now. I think both of those guys are playing their way into where we'll have conversations about them as 4s by the end of this year.
I think Tommy as more as Caden, because Caden isn't committed to Michigan State and he loves it. But Tommy is rising on everybody's board.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying that the coaches won't come after Caden, but I know they're going to come after Tommy.
Sure.
Because his brother's playing.
Oh, yeah. We talked about that.
And he's growing and growing. Don Tabron he's a young baby and his ceiling is high as hell.
No doubt.
And he is the most Power 5 recruited guy out there because he's a 28, but he got a high ceiling.
Yeah, his upside, yes.
Yeah. So, but Cade, Tommy, them two the best 26 quarterbacks in the state of Michigan. Period. You know, I mean, you got Jack Dodge, we got some Jake Morrow. We have a lot of few kids that's out there playing good football, but just not a Power 5 prospect.
Sure.
So, but I agree. I mean, just got to see what happened the second game of the season, and we figure out what happens.
Sure.
Alan got to go, so we got to get a quick asking a question one there, but he got to get out of here. He got a meeting.
Okay, Alan, give us one more nugget, man. One more nugget for parents going through the process that you feel that would help them going through it.
You know, run your own race.
Okay.
Run your own race. I use this analogy all the time. When you're swimming, when you watch Olympic swimmers, they don't look into the other lanes until they're done swimming because they will swim slower if you keep looking to the side. So, you know, it's partly my fault. I put out all these tweets and offers. What about me? What about me?
It's your fault, Alan.
I know. It's easy to look at that and think. So let's say 4 guys get offered in the state of Michigan. That might look like a lot on your timeline. It's like, oh man, all these guys are getting offered. We focus on a very small percentage at the top. A lot of guys we don't focus on end up going to college, working their way up. I'm watching Isaac Tesla make a one-handed catch for the Lions.
Sure.
That wasn't a guy that ever got covered on 24/7.
Wow.
You know, he had to go to Hillsdale.
Wow.
So there's enough stories like that, you know, you can't just look at who the media is covering. If we're covering you, great. You're doing something right now. If we aren't, do something to make us notice you.
Wow.
And it can be later. Doesn't have to be now. You can do it
I like that.
You can do it when you get to college now. So yeah, I'd say run your own race and reach out to me. I'll help you however I can help you. But there's a lot of guys like Isaac that we didn't help who have made it.
Well, all right. I know you got to get out of here, man. I appreciate you, big bro, man. Great job as always.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll talk soon.
Alan, much
Thanks,
love.
guys. I'd love to do it again.
Let's do it. Thank you, bro.
All right, babe.
Yeah.
Again, another great resource, Alan True. Man, I've definitely leaned on him over the years, Reg. Just phenomenal guys, man. And you know, it hasn't been one time where I called him or I seen him and I said, hey man, you know, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, D, whatever I can do. So, you know, I would tell parents, hey, reach out, you know, take his advice. Like you said, run your own race. No 2 races are the same.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? Because that's part of the problem, Reg. Too many times people are comparing themselves to somebody else, or they got this, I don't have that, or woo, 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 woo. Well, just keep working. Like you always say, keep working.
Keep working. Your grind is real, man. So, you know, you got to do this, whether you like it. If you want to play football on the next level, you got to do the shit you got to do.
Sure.
But I mean, complaining about it and saying that you're better than somebody else, and Alan said it straightforward. Just run your race.
Run your race.
Because everybody's destination is different.
That's true.
And like a Tesla kid, we we did a camp at I did a camp at Grand Valley.
Mhm.
He played quarterback.
Quarterback.
So he went out and played receiver, like, ooh. But we never thought that he was gonna be that
Where
guy.
he is now with the Lions,
Yes.
right?
Drafted 3rd round,
Sure.
ran a 4.4 at the combine.
Wow.
He ran a 4.5, 4.6 when he was our camp. And that was hand time.
Hand time.
It's just what you do when you have the opportunity.
Sure.
It ain't where you're going, it's what you do. You can go D2 and play and transfer to a Division I program, because there's a lot of them.
Mhm.
But I mean, this play, put your head down and play. Stop asking for offers. Play.
Sure.
I don't like social media offers. I don't like that.
Mhm.
I'm not 8, 9th grade, 7th grade. I'm not getting you offered. I'm not. So don't come to me and ask me for an offer.
Okay.
Yeah. So no, I'm not doing that. So
Sure.
and if you're looking for it, somebody else is doing it. I love you guys, but you don't work, you don't get paid.
Sure. Well, we have one of our prodigal sons, Mr. Jonas Gray. I'm gonna give him a hard time, but it's all love. Jonas, man, Detroit Country Day, one of Detroit Country Day's finest. It's a young man with the Notre Dame, did his thing, man. U.S. Army All-American, Parade All-American. And we came out of high school, he was the 4th rated running back coming out of senior year. And then went on to have a good pro career, man, and cover Sports Illustrated, won a Super Bowl ring with the Patriots. And now we have him on the Rising Stars Football Podcast. Welcome to the show, nephew.
Oh, man. Appreciate you guys, man. Good seeing y'all both.
What's up?
You already know. What's good, man?
Good seeing y'all, man.
Come on, man. You know it ain't nothing but love this way, bro. Glad to have you, man, and welcome to the show. I just talked about your career, Jay. And for those that don't know, talk a little bit about what you got going on right now, man, since you left the NFL ranks. Talk a little bit about some things that you're doing.
Yeah, so right now I'm living in the Boston area, in Greater Boston, and I've really done very similar to what Reggie's doing with the Rising Stars, what you guys are doing. Started my own recruiting company, and really, it goes far beyond recruiting. It's just really a holistic approach to the athletic journey. You know what I mean? It's hitting all the different branches that will help you become a better player, a better person. And like you guys were talking about before I previously came on, about, being ready for that opportunity when it comes. You know what I mean? It's all those little things combined from, nutrition to sleep to, how you handle and navigate the recruiting process, how you handle social media, how you handle the ups and downs. You know what I mean? Your coach took you out the game. You know what I mean? You're playing against a rival opponent. You didn't play as well as you wanted to. You know what I mean? Just the ups and downs of this football journey. You know what I mean? It can give so much to you, but it can take away a lot if you're not ready for it. So it's just preparing guys and empowering them. You know what I mean? Empowering them to be ready for that next opportunity whenever it comes.
That's right. Now, are you doing training as well, right? Each position or just position training?
Yeah, I'm doing training for all positions. I'm working with, linemen to quarterbacks to running backs, DBs, linebackers. And really, it's a combination of, your normal skills training that you would get, if you were with a position coach. But it also is if you're working with a track coach, you know what I mean? And what you need to do as far as your warm up and mobility and, all those small things. And it's also like you're working with a nutritionist, you know what I mean? What you should be eating before you work out, you know what I mean? So it's all of that combined. And so in a training session, like I said, you're going to get some track warm up, some speed work, but then you'll get your positional training as well. And, I'm all about cutting off the fat, man, and just going straight to the things that matter. You know what I mean? I'm going straight to the things that matter for your position that I know is going to help you on game day and help you peak at the right time.
Right. Wow. So, I mean, is the kids in Boston any different than kids in Michigan? Because you work with me, you did my running backs. Are they different? You know what I mean? Or just the same kids?
I mean, it's different in terms of, I mean, all of it. I mean, it's totally different. It's starting to get better in terms of the competition, in terms of, the skill level.
Right.
But I mean, quite honestly, they're not close to Michigan, in terms of skill. You know what I mean? In terms of having a bunch of top dogs.
Right.
You know what I mean? You get your 2 and your 3 top dogs, and guys are really, obviously they go and play in big places. They have success at the next level, whether it be at Georgia or, anywhere else. But for the most part, I would say, Michigan has, there's a better crop of talent. Everybody knows that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Michigan, Ohio, Florida, California, Texas. You know what I mean? They just got a nicer crop of talent. So we have that here, but it's different in a number of different ways. You know what I mean? Even in terms of the academics, you won't have too many kids that don't do well academically.
Okay.
Like, it just doesn't happen.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like that was the one thing that, like, when I started the business, it's like, all right, where your grades at? You know what I mean? Do we need to do ACT prep, SAT prep? Do we need to, get you a counselor, like, and make sure we're on top of your grades? And a lot of these kids are just knocking it out the park in terms of academically. You know what I mean? So you don't face as much of that, even from the kids from the inner city. You know what I mean? They understand the value of
education.
Do you have more opportunities with a better GPA? And I think that's also just geographically.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of top academic schools in this area. So if you are a low-level player, or, I guess, a player who can play at the next level, and you want as many opportunities as possible, you got to have the grades. You know what I mean? Because that's what's over in this geographic area. You know what I mean? No matter where you are, you got the Ivies, you got a lot of the top FCSs, you know what I mean? Where they still need to have, a really good grade point average to get in. So just knowing that they have a lot of opportunities with more schools with better grades. So a lot of guys are on top of that early. You know what I mean? And then the other part is a lot of guys are reclassing. You know what I mean? It's a little bit of that in Michigan, but it's much bigger. And
really?
And they start early. Oh, they start early. Guys are starting 8th grade. Guys are starting 7th grade. You got kids, sometimes they may even reclass twice. You know what I mean? So that's another thing on top of the reclassing twice. So they may do it in middle school. They may do it again in high school. But then you also have guys that go to that 5th year prep school as well. So it's the opportunities are more here because of that, because they've learned how to, utilize a system like that. And guys are, getting into college more physically ready as well. You know what I mean? Because they're.
But Jordan, what's the percentage of them guys making it going, reclassing 2 times? And it's not too many Derrick Henrys out there, or not too many Derrick Henrys around here.
It's not many, but you know what? I think the jury's still out. You know what I mean? Because it's such a newer thing in terms of the transfer portal. Like, you may get a couple guys who, have reclassed a couple times, go somewhere their freshman year, don't like it, and then they may make it, their sophomore, junior year. But I think it is a kind of, the one thing I will say is it's preparing them a little bit more physically.
Yeah, okay, that's true.
So guys are coming in right away, like just being able to play even if on special teams.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So that is, an advantage for sure.
Maturity level. So
Jonas,
absolutely.
Talk a little about, man, your journey, bro.
Yep.
Talk a little about how you, from when you started, maybe say Country Day, and what ended up leading you up to like Notre Dame, and then just walk us through a little bit of that journey, man, for those that don't know your story.
Yeah. Man, so, I'll start at Country Day. Basically, my freshman, sophomore year, really freshman year, I was doing a little bit of JV, like the first couple games. And, between Derek and my mom both yelling at the head coach, like, come on, like, we got to get this guy on varsity. And eventually, they put me on varsity, and, towards the end of my freshman year, played really well. Sophomore year, first couple games, just really tore it up. Played against like Orchard Lake St. Mary's, played against Monroe. Like my first game, my sophomore year, I ran for 288 yards. So, you know what I mean? For some people, like, so, I go into the NFL and I rush for 200 yards, and people are like, man, that's good. But I really actually rushed for 288. Like, I always had that in me. You know what I mean? So my sophomore year, first game, ran for 288.
Sure.
And dominated even on defense, had a bunch of sacks and,
Yep.
you know what I mean, played really well. And then St. Mary's the next game, you know what I mean, they finally let me loose a little bit even more.
Sure.
So right into that time of my sophomore year, that's when I started to realize, both through, the success I was having on the field, but more so, Derek, I give Derek a lot of credit, like just him explaining to me, where I was in terms of the rest of the country, like that I could be one of the best, that I was one of the best. And, I was one of the first guys, and I tell people all the time, like Derek was one of the first guys to help me put my highlights on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I would go like my sophomore year to AAU track meets, and I'd be in New Orleans, and guys would be like, "Oh, that's the guy from YouTube." You know what I mean? So like it was weird because like I made a name for myself with the things that guys are doing now. You know what I mean? And I was one of the first ones to do it. You know what I mean? So getting my highlight tapes, you know what I mean, on YouTube. And then, Derek was messing around and he was on the message boards, all the different schools, and putting the link to the different putting the link inside of there to, you know what I mean, the different schools, putting the link for the YouTube tape. Mm-hmm. And it just I just blew up from there. And it was also, going that summer as well, going to Ohio State's camp, going to Purdue's camp, and outperforming guys that were older than me, guys that were supposed the guys. You know what I mean? There was guys that I can't even remember, but like there was some of the top running backs in the state, in the country, in the region. Mm-hmm. And, I'm going in as a sophomore and I'm outperforming these guys, going into my junior and I'm outperforming a lot of these guys. Mm-hmm. And that also gave me a lot of confidence.
Sure.
So you think about it, I'm, sophomore year, I play really well on the field, dominate my first couple games, create a nice highlight, create some buzz for myself. Then go in AAU track and field, do really well at AAU track and field. Then I turn around and go dominate the camp circuit. Sure. You know what I mean? So it was like every avenue I took, it was kind of like, it was a check mark. Like, okay, I did this. And that gave me the confidence that I knew I was really building something great. And so junior, senior year go really well. Like you guys were saying, I was, one of the top 50, top 100 players in the country and, Army All-American and, had a state champ, runner up in the state championship, won a couple state championships in basketball, won in track and field. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't just, just playing football. I was really trying to do everything I could and, just, try to branch out as much as I can. I wasn't just focused on just being a football player, and I was hooping, I was doing whatever I could to stay active. And, so going through that year, then my senior year, I had actually, like Derek had said, like you guys had said before, got a chance to go into the Army All-American Bowl. And that was something that I was always dreaming of. When I first had a chance to even know about it, it was when, Tim Tebow and a lot of those guys were playing in 2006. And, once I got a chance to realize I could be a part of that, that was just another thing that I'm like, let me know I'm just a great player. You know what I mean? And, more than anything, it just let me know what the work would do and being prepared for opportunities. You know what I mean? Being prepared when you go to Ohio State's camp. You know what I mean? Being prepared when you go to Purdue, being prepared. And, Derek remembers how we used to be in those moments. Like I'd be stretching a ton, I'd be hydrated. And a lot of that was from what I learned from Stan Edwards, my track coach, in terms of my warm up, in terms of like, okay, I got 30 minutes before the camp started. Okay, I'm doing these drills, I'm doing that. And I was doing this as a junior, you know what I mean? Thinking about what do I need to do, prepare myself to be at my best. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so, when I got the opportunity my senior year to play in the Army All-American Bowl, Michigan had like a little funky rule where you had to lose all eligibility and everything else.
Sure did. And we discussed that. We talked about that. Remember?
Yeah,
we did. Because they said it was like you give up your amateur status.
Yes.
Which is so crazy. You know what I mean?
That was a tough decision.
And man.
But I want to go back a little bit because what I think was a big piece, Jay, is when you wanted to go to the junior combine, U.S. Army Combine. And remember, we we went to Velocity. Me, you, Mike Griggs, Buddy.
Oh damn, Mike Griggs.
Yeah, Mike Griggs. And remember those trips?
You taking me back now with that.
I'm taking you back a little bit now, but remember there was a particular trainer there. It was Aaron, right?
It was Aaron and Mo. But
Aaron and Mo. Well, Mo ran the
was our guy.
Mo
Yeah.
ran the facility.
Yep.
But when you got with Aaron, and I remember us having, we said, we want Jonas, we want to get him ready for the combine. Because we knew if he went down there, Reg, and blew up, the sky was the limit from that point.
That's right.
And sure enough, Aaron got Jay together. He went down there and he won the top RB at the U.S. Army Bowl Combine. And that to me, Jay, along with Stan and doing all those different things. But here's more importantly, Reg. One thing about this brother here, there was nothing that I couldn't ask him to do as far as training that he gave a problem to.
That's right.
It was always, all right, let's go. Jonas was one of the most him and KJ are two of the most hungry kids that I've ever been privy to.
That's right.
And that's just being, and I'm giving him his flowers right now because he was not afraid of hard work. He would smile when it's time to go to work. He would actually smile about it. And that's what I love about this kid, man. So
I know your ass work because I can tell you a story. Hey,
Ray. I know a story you about to tell.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna tell you this one. When you was running with Stan Edwards and he's running the shit out you, and your mama come out of Stan and yelling at Stan.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, boy.
And I'm like, I said, Mama, he built for this. Oh no, they trying to kill my baby.
No,
yeah,
Jonas in the state meet. And Jones, I'll let you tell the story. Talk about how you helped win the state meet in high school and track.
Man, so it was my junior year, and you know how, like, so just in terms of how the track meet runs, you know how the 4x4 is at the end.
Right.
4x4 is towards the end. So I wasn't supposed to be in the 4x4. I already had my, two races. I was running the 100. Oh, excuse me, I had 3 races. I was running the 100, the Open 2, and the 4x1.
Sure.
And so I was an alternate for the 4x4. I'm talking about like last alternate, not like if they needed to get me, it's like, all right, everybody's hurt. We got to get Jonas, right? So I'm sitting here and I had just, ran really well in the 100. I can't remember the place I may have gotten. It's my junior year, so I may have gotten second or third place.
Sure.
There was a guy on my team that was way faster than I was. So Chris Rucker. So
Rucker.
200, I might have gotten first or second place as well. 4x1, we took home the gold.
Sure.
So after this, I'm sitting down. I had gotten a couple of dollars from my coach. I go order a bunch of pizzas. I'm talking about I had 3 or 4 pizzas. I'm hungry. I hadn't eaten nothing the whole day. So I get pizzas. I got a soda. I'm like, all right. I'm like, just the end of the season. You know what I mean?
And Joe, how much were you weighing at that time? Because I want you to set the visual how big of a kid you were running the 4x4. So set that, if you don't mind.
I was easily 215.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
Easily 215 my junior year. So 210, 215, and so right before the 4x4 is the Open 800.
Sure.
So we had a guy running the Open 800, and he's running, and I'm sitting there, I'm watching him in the infield, I'm eating my pizza, and he comes up and he hurt his hamstring. I'm like, oh man, his hamstring. I'm not even thinking twice. I'm like, oh, his hamstring hurt. Dang, that's messed up.
Sure.
They come over to me and like, man, Eric's down. We need you to run the 4x4. I'm like, what? I'm thinking I'm done. I was literally 3 pizzas in, thinking I'm done, not about to run. And next thing I know, I told one of the coaches, I'm like, just go give me a bunch of water. Just give me a bunch of water. And I guzzle a bunch of water. I went to the bathroom, threw up a little bit, came back, started stretching, started warming up, and we ended up running. I ran the 3rd leg, kept the lead, and we ended up winning the 4x4.
Sure.
And that's how we ended up winning the state championship by 3 points because we won that 4x4.
Yeah.
So that was huge. That was huge. That was a fun moment right there. And that's just like what we've been talking about. Some guys are just, willing to just go get it. You know what I mean? I didn't even really think twice
Yeah.
I could have complained. I could have said, "Get this guy." You know what I mean? I could have been like, "Man, y'all don't want me to run right now." I didn't. You know what I mean? I could have done anything, and they would have been okay with it. And they would have understood. But I just wasn't going to, kind of for my own self to go out like that, but also leave my teammates like that. You know what I mean? So that was part of it too.
And that's real. It's not always about you, 5-star, 4-star, but it's about your team.
Sure.
And you got to learn how to be a teammate now because you got to be a teammate in college and in the pros.
No doubt.
Man,
They identify you as for you
See,
in the pros in college, and you'll
That's
be
right.
sitting way, way, way back in the bleachers.
that's right.
I'm telling you.
Hey, and talk a little bit about, let's walk. Okay, we talked about high school. Let's just walk through the journey. Let's talk about the transition, the process of going to Notre Dame. And then Jonas, and I'm just share this with you. So funny, man. I seen Dan Enos not too long ago.
I love him. He's at Wake right now. Yeah, I love Dan.
But you remember when we went to Michigan State, and they and Dan did this to me. Remember, it was me, you, Mom, Dan, and Mark D'Antonio.
Mhm.
And Dan says, "Hey, Derek, let me show you this over here real quick." He takes Jonas and Jerry over here so I wouldn't be part of the conversation. And I said, "Dan, you remember that?" And he started like, "Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, ha, 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 ha." So, but talk a little bit about your process, man, of getting from going to Country Day to Notre Dame.
Yeah, so it was funny because my main thing was once I got to a point where I felt like I was really good, my process was get better and go somewhere where I can play
Sure.
and play in the NFL. You know what I mean? And part of that was picking a place where they had linemen, they had a quarterback. You know what I mean? It was already set up for me to do really well, and they had an NFL system.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually found that in Nebraska.
Sure did. That's right.
And Nebraska at the time, they had 4 4-star linemen committed, 1 5-star lineman. They had Blaine Gabbert, former, first round pick quarterback out of Missouri.
Sure.
And we just had and another one of the guys is Will Compton from Bussin' with the Boys.
Yep.
We were all committed to Nebraska, and Bill Callahan was the head coach.
Yeah.
And I remember saying to myself, and we went and actually took a visit to Nebraska. We actually drove up there.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Yeah, and that was one of the reasons why, like, once we got a chance to see it, and it was twofold. It was once we got a chance to see it, and then once they realized that I was serious. Once I got there, they were all over me. It was every day, you know what I mean? I had such a great relationship with the running backs coach. Why am I drawing a blank on his name right now? Coach Jordan. He's now, I think he's still the running backs coach at Texas A&M.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's crazy how this coaching circle it never changes. Like,
sure.
My former running backs coach at Notre Dame is now the running backs coach at Michigan.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
We talked about it. Just recently, me and Coach Alfred. We sure did.
Yeah. So it's nonstop how that happens. But so I thought Nebraska, and then went, took my official visit there. Couple games into the season, they fired the head coach, Coach Callahan. Sure. And at the time too, it was a lot of people at Country Day, particularly my coaches and a lot of the boosters at the school. They the alumni, everybody, they were just like, we think you can go somewhere bigger and better. Like, so it was just all over me in terms of like either Michigan State, Notre Dame. You got to pick one of those, or like that's what a lot of people were doing, and so that gave me an opportunity to really take a second look at my first love, which was Notre Dame. I always, especially throughout the process, and when I would go to that combine. So, like, for instance, when I went to the Army All-American Combine that year, you go see the Army All-American Bowl players.
Sure. Yeah, that's right.
That following year was a huge contingent of Notre Dame players. And I had gotten really close with a lot of guys on the team from just being in the combine and then just seeing them, just the process. You know what I mean? Going to different camps, seeing guys all the time. And it didn't take me long. Like, probably 2 weeks into the season, I ended up committing to Notre Dame. And that was one of the best decisions I made because it was really, for me, it was all of it. It was, the academics, of course, the high level, playing football on national television every week. But it was also the academics and just, being super close to home. You know what I mean? I was only, 3 hours away from home. So it was, a great opportunity for my mom to come to the games, for Dee to come to the games, family to come. And you know, the guys that, and whenever guys couldn't come, it was going to be on national television. You know what I mean? And I knew that, you know, it was almost the start of the beginning of choose hard. You know what I mean? In my life, in the way I thought, I really chose hard, because even when I was at Notre Dame, my first week during the regular season, I was taking around Giovanni Bernard. Like, it was a 5-star running back I had to take around on his official visit. Like, and I had 2 or 3 5 stars in front of me.
You sure did.
You know what I mean? So it was like a lot of competition, and you had to embrace that, or you would never play. You know what I mean? You would never. So I embraced that. I embraced the opportunity to get on special teams. I embraced the opportunity to, you know, it was a lot of ups and downs. You know what I mean? My sophomore year, I played, you know, quite a bit.
Sure.
And towards the end of the year, didn't play as much.
Sure.
And I remember, you know, at the time, after my sophomore year, I was, you know, Coach Elford was the running backs coach at the time. And I remember me and him, we had a great relationship, but it just didn't, at the end, it was just everybody kind of had a foul mood. You know what I'm saying? Because coaches are getting fired, things were changing. You know what I mean? And so I remember, you know, I was heading out of the building with my mom after, you know, we had our, you know, our award ceremony at the end of the year. And I just remember saying bye to Coach Elford. You know what I mean? It was just one of those, like, and I remember saying to my mom, like, he's going to be going anyway. You know what I mean? And I didn't have that attitude, you know what I mean? But that was kind of the mindset. And so during that time, I also was looking at possibly transferring to Stanford. And so Corbin Brown, the defensive coordinator, was real close with Harbaugh. And so, like, they were just trying to make, you know, a couple things, just trying to see what it would look like. You know what I mean? And, you know, once Coach Weiss had gotten fired, Brian Kelly came in. And I remember I was walking into the building. I was walking out of the building, and Coach Kelly was walking in. This was his second day there. And I just stopped and I talked to him, and he was like, well, just come up to my office. So I went up to his office, we started talking, and we just had a great conversation. And he was just like, I remember you when I was recruiting you out of the state of Michigan. And I remember when you were coming out. He was like, why aren't you playing more? And that was a great opportunity for me to reflect on why I was a part of me not playing. You know what I mean? And I think that meant a lot to him, that I just talked about the things I could do better. And so he was just like, I think the world of you. I think that you can do really well here. And then I ended up staying for that year. And my junior year spring game was like a highlight tape. You know, I remember just dominating my junior year in the spring game. And, you know, right after that, Coach Kelly, in my exit interview, he was like, man, I think you can really, like, do something great. You can win the Heisman. You can really do something great with your career here. And that was all I needed. You know what I mean? That was all the insurance I needed to know I was in the right place. And of course, you know, it was still ups and downs then. I had a new running backs coach. You know what I mean? So 3 out of the 4 years I was in Notre Dame, I had a new running backs coach every year. So it was, and anybody who knows that, like, position or that, you know what I mean, that coaching change, you know,
the impact that can have. Yeah.
You got to get to know a new personality every time. You got to get to know what he values the most. You know what I mean? What's the thing that he says, okay, this is going to get you on the field. Everybody got something different.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And so it took me a lot, like, even, you know, down to like my junior year before we were playing the Sun Bowl against Miami Hurricanes. Wow. And I remember I was coming back from an injury. I had a little small injury that I hurt myself against Stanford. And I remember I was going into that game, and it was even on like ESPN. I was like, oh, they're getting Jonas Gray back. It's going to be a big game. Like, he's going to do really well, this and that. And I was one of those guys that I always had my running back test. Like, every week they would give us running back test. So I was one of them guys that, like, here, boom, done. Y'all can take a look at my copy if y'all want to. You know what I'm saying? And so I did that right before the bowl game, ended up leaving my test.
Ooh.
The running backs coach, who is actually now at Ohio State, Tim Hinton, he actually said, you're out the first half because you don't have your test.
Wow.
And I remember saying to myself, I remember being so mad, like, man, why did I come back? This and that. And, it was just a real reminder of where you are, what it takes, and how prepared you got to continue to be. You know what I mean? How much you got to be on your game. And so, end up still having a really good game in the Sun Bowl. Going into the next year, first game of the season, I'm sharing time with another running back.
Sure.
Right?
Sierra Wood.
Yep, Sierra Wood. And we're playing South Florida, first game of the season. South Florida's ranked like 18th. We're ranked like 12th. You know what I mean? And it's like, if we get this win, we could, go off and run a couple games and be in a national championship conversation. That's how quick it could happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So first game my senior year, I get my first couple carries against South Florida. I get to the goal line. They say, hey, big people. So they call me in there, and they hand the ball off to me. The whistle blows kind of quick, and guys come out of nowhere, and they just hold me up.
Wasn't it raining? Wasn't it like a big storm?
Yeah, it was a thunderstorm that game.
What I thought. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And so it was kind of one of those delayed snaps where some linemen moved, some of them didn't, but the center snapped it.
Sure.
And they came over, they stripped me.
Yep.
Fumble, go back 90 yards for a touchdown.
I remember. Yeah. Yep.
I started walking to the sideline. This is my senior year.
Yeah.
First game, my senior year. I started running to the sideline, and they started booing. And you get what I'm saying? I was one of those players that kind of, from the time that guys started recruiting me, from having the name of being a 4-star, I was one of those big name Notre Dame players.
No doubt
so
about
it was even when I didn't play, I was still one of those big name Notre Dame players. So for them to start booing me was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember, at that point, that's when my circle got even tighter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's when my routine got even more locked in. That's when I was just I can't leave nothing to chance. You know what I mean? This is going to be my last opportunity to do my dream, which was go to the NFL.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I was saying to myself, if I don't get together now, the NFL, there's no way I could do that. I need to start looking for jobs. I need to start figuring out what my next career is going to be, because the NFL is not going to be it. So I was just honest and real with myself. And, of course, second game, even bigger pressure comes. We play Michigan at Michigan. Under the lights. First under the lights game in Michigan Stadium history. 120,000 screaming fans. We lose on the last second. Roy Roundtree catch in the back of the end zone. But I had a really good game. You know what I mean? So that just kind of propelled me into a great senior season. I became one of the captains on the team. I had multiple games where I ran for, two touchdowns, 3 touchdowns. Yeah, Pittsburgh, I had a 70, 80-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
And that was actually my first touchdown in my career.
Yes.
Happened my senior year.
Yes. And that's when people really seen the speed that he had, Reg, because it was always the thing. And Jonas, I'm going to tell a quick story. We took Jonas up to the Michigan camp, Reg. And you remember this, Jonas. And you and DJ Woods, remember DJ, Cincinnati receiver.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And they were going through the recruiting process at the same time. And Coach Ron English at the time, he was a DB coach at Michigan. And so everybody was like, man, this kid is not as fast as he is, Reg. He's too big. He's nowhere in the guy's name.
Yeah, they didn't want to offer me until they see me run.
Exactly.
We don't think he's very fast.
So Ron English, Jonas gets ready to run. I remember this like yesterday. He looked at his watch after Jonas ran. He said, oh, hell no. He mumbled to himself, oh, hell no, that can't be right. Jonas, run it again. Jonas ran again. 4.36, 4.37. They immediately took us upstairs to talk to Lloyd Carr. He told Jonas, he said, Jonas, right now, according to your time, you're the fastest guy on our team right now, and you're not even here.
Yep. Lloyd Carr. Lloyd Carr said that.
Go ahead, Jonas. I'm sorry.
I was just saying that was Lloyd Carr. Lloyd Carr actually said that. I don't know on my camera. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah, that was Lloyd Carr.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, because Lloyd Carr, you know what I mean? He's seen the best.
Yeah, he did.
He was like, you'll be the fastest guy on our team right now.
Yeah. Yeah. And then look, another little tidbit. So Lloyd says to Jonas, my mom, me and Jonas in there. He says, "Hey Jonas, I got a question for you. If by your sophomore year, if you're not seeing the field," he said, "Do you know a guy named Ian Gold that plays for the the Broncos?"
New York Giants. He was saying, yeah.
he said, "Well, Ian played running back, but we changed him to linebacker." He said, "Would you be opposed to that?" Jonas, what happened after that? What was the reaction? Your mom?
Oh, I can imagine that.
Yeah, we was just all dumbfounded. we thought he was joking at first a little bit. Because at first I'm like, he messing with me right now. Because mind you, Red, when Braylon was playing, we up at Michigan games. I'm getting to meet all the running backs. I really did love Michigan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought of myself as a Michigan type running back.
Yeah.
And so when he said it, I was just like,
what?
I actually fit. I'll be the fastest on the team right now, and I fit the mold of all your backs you got. Mm. And we was just dumbfounded. My mom couldn't believe it. She couldn't believe it.
So needless to say, that was the end of the Michigan experience.
Yeah. Well, and then it's crazy because a year later, Rich Rod came in.
Sure.
And
he offered you.
He offered me right away.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it was crazy. It was crazy. And a lot of crazy stories like that in the process, man.
I remember all that, man. Hey, here's a question, because say your circle, how big of a help? Because your mom was very involved. And she was a nonsense. She didn't take no shit from the coaches, and she was respectful. And she was respectful. She was a big piece of your history or your legacy, because she was on it, and she was a single parent mom. Tell us, man, how important was your mother into this recruiting process?
Oh, she was huge. She was one of those people that just, really kept a watchful eye of everything. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, if it was something small, she's like, I didn't really like the way that coach said that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And she wouldn't mind telling the coach later, one-on-one. Or, she was just one, like you said, the no nonsense, but also no filter. She wasn't afraid to tell me, or Derek, whatever she thought about it.
Right.
Like, just like we were saying about how, Coach Enos tried to pull us away, and for me to talk one-on-one with Mark D'Antonio, she hated that. And she let them know right away that she didn't think that was cool. And and we had to let her know that's part of the process. Like, that's okay. That's not so, my mom just being present and keeping an ever watchful eye.
Sure.
But also too, like, just her willingness to learn more about football.
That's right. And that's
to really kind of understand it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So where she like, you ain't see that hole right there? You know what I'm saying? When she didn't really know that before. Right. You know what I mean? So she really kind of educated herself about what I was doing and how I was playing and how she could help me be better.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So she really was like a coach off the field, a manager off the field, you know what I mean? A no-nonsense person that really, she saw through a lot of the bull crap that a lot of these, a lot of the different recruiting tactics and things like that. Like, she saw through it right away. And, she was just always great about just making sure that, I ended up at the right place. You know what I mean? I ended up at Country Day. I ended up with Stan Edwards. You know what I mean? She was so willing to, be receptive to that type of stuff. You know what I mean? There was times we couldn't afford to, do AU track. You know what I mean? And she figured out a way because she knew it was beneficial to me. And so just like all of that, from even the small stuff to, I'm getting a little small quad injury in high school. She like, go do yoga.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she was constantly trying to think outside the box and, keep all these coaches, you know what I mean? And keep all these coaches on task. And, she was great also about, you know what I mean? Even when for instance, like, I went to Country Day, we had a banquet one time, and, I was kind of, dressed business casual. I had some jeans on and a jacket, a button up. And the headmaster kind of like made a joke, like, that's what you're wearing to this banquet? Like, something like that. And I'm telling you, my mom spoke to him like I've never. The headmaster of the school.
Sure.
She let him know right away that he ain't the one to even do that with.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think, seeing that is how I start to, or started to really realize how to stick up for myself. You know what I mean? And be more forceful myself. So, my mom, man, she was huge to the pro. I mean, down to AAU basketball, get me with the family, get me with the Tri-County Cobras, like just finding a way that's like, okay, I'm gonna keep you active and I'm gonna keep you in the right places. And the better you get, the more opportunities you get, I'm gonna do whatever I can to make sure that you get there and have those chances for it. So,
because I remember. I said, if your mama not hard on you, then Derek was hard on your ass too. So it was a great team.
He had a tough time. He had a tough time. Yeah.
Like I just stayed aside. Like, I ain't gonna get into Jerry. I let y'all handle it, man. Hey, Jonas will come call me. Oh, hey.
Right.
He talking to Jerry gonna beat me up.
Yeah, it was all love, man. And those are some times that I'll always cherish. That process and seeing you grow and going on to doing bigger and better things, man. And you should probably feel some pins in your side every now and then, because you always, when I talk to other parents or give them some advice, I'm always using you as an example. And some days that all of us, and I tell people all the time, Jonas, that that recruiting process it can be a beast, and get you somebody that knows the process, get somebody that's going to help you through it, especially whether it's a single mother or even a dad. Get people like Coach Wins, that know the process, and get them involved, because you can't get ate up if you don't know what you're doing.
Well, now, shit, get your ass, because you in the game.
Yeah, you in the game now. So,
you in the game,
I'm proud of what you're doing, man. And, and I always said, reach back and give back. And, I see that's what you're doing now, and you got kids now. And I know what you're going to be doing soon with them, if you're not already doing it. So, and I'm just proud of you, man. Love you, man. And the sky's the limit, big dog.
And the sky is the limit, and you work your butt off. You work hard,
no doubt.
So success is around the corner. You always been consistent. You work hard, articulate, and look, they don't even know what your major was at doggone Notre Dame.
Political science.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I know. I mean,
yeah.
And it says that hard work, you can do anything.
Coming out of Pontiac, Red.
Yaktown, baby.
Coming out of Pontiac, bro. Single mom.
Man.
Jerry, Corinthian man.
Shout out to Jefferson Middle School.
yeah. Coach Denny.
Coach Williams. Dennis Williams.
Yeah, I seen Coach Williams not too long ago. And so it takes a village, man. It truly takes a village for this process, man. And again, kid coming out of Pontiac at Notre Dame.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
So I mean, it's like I'm telling kids to go Ivy League.
Right.
And African Americans try it.
Sure.
Education good. You go to Notre Dame, you get education. Kareem was committed to Alabama.
Sure.
And Daddy liked Alabama. He liked Alabama. I walked up to him and said, "Hey, you're gonna be tutoring Deshaun Hand." He's like, "You have a 3.9 and a 27.
Right.
You can get the same thing out of Notre Dame."
No doubt.
And you said something that caught my eye, Johnny. Said, I wanted to figure out where I want to play high, get a good education, but I want to play.
Sure.
And that's what happened to Cliff Kareem. He played his second year.
Sure.
He's now on the Atlanta Falcons team.
Sure. Dalen Hayes, Jonas. When Dalen was going through the process, he had all these different schools. And I'm like, hey, man, you got to consider Notre Dame.
Come on.
You know what I mean? And I remember something that stood out after you got hurt. It was against BC. And you tore your knee up. Last home game, your senior year.
Senior year, yeah.
Crazy.
We on national TV, and somebody calls and says, man, Jonas just blew out his knee.
Yeah.
And we came down. Jonas is just in tears, man. And we go down to the locker room. But Jonas went and gave the team a speech after that. And just you know, it just blew me away, man. It just blew me away. Your leadership, you know, to go through that adversity, but still be there for the team and give them the speech. And talk a little bit about that, man, if you don't mind.
Yeah, that was a crazy moment because just like we've been talking about, like once I finally got the opportunity to, you know, I mean, week after week I was producing. You know what I mean? 150-yard games, 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, like every week. And, you know, being a captain on the team
Sure.
and just, you know, just realizing that, you know, like we talked about, all those ups and downs, they all matter for a reason. Like I learned a lot, I experienced a lot, and I was just really grateful for the opportunity. Like the opportunity Coach Kelly gave me, the opportunity that my teammates gave me to be a captain, to play alongside them. So I played with so many great players from, you know, Golden Tate, Kyle Rudolph, Harrison Smith.
Still playing. Harrison is he still playing now?
He's still playing. He's still playing. He's still playing. Yeah, man. It's just so excuse me. I was just, you know, so after, you know, I had, you know, gotten the injury, I didn't know at the time that I had torn my ACL, MCL, LCL, blew up my entire knee.
Sure.
I just knew that I needed to get some work done on it. And I remember I was just on crutches and, you know, we had just won the game. You know, it's senior day. Guys are excited, you know, guys. And so I just didn't want to, you know, to take away from that from them.
Sure.
Either.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like to make it, you know, more of a sad thing. And so I just said one of my favorite quotes from the Count of Monte Cristo, which is, life is a storm. You'll bask in sunlight one moment, and then you'll be shattered on the rocks the next. But what you do when that storm comes is what makes you who you are.
Oh, yeah.
And so Coach Kelly giving me the opportunity to even say that in front of the team. And like just looking around the room and just thinking about the different relationships I've had with different guys along the way. You know what I mean? I'm talking about from, you know, just random guys. Chris Collinsworth's son, you know what I mean, was one of my teammates. And just watching guys and looking at them and knowing what we've experienced together, from fired coaches to, you know what I mean, to everything that comes with it. And so it was just more of a thank you. And so I was just really grateful to even get that last opportunity. And so when I had left, they ended up doing like a 125 greatest moments in Notre Dame history.
Sure.
And that became one of the 125 greatest moments. And it wasn't from anything I did on the field.
Exactly.
It was for me off the field, which was such an incredible moment in you know, understanding that, like, that they actually thought about that like that. You know what I mean? And that it's become a part of such a story program, like this part of history for a story program, was crazy.
Wow. That goes down in Notre Dame folklore.
Yeah.
But just, I remember the story, but the blessing part about is he did everything right from the start to the finish. And somebody in the NFL took notice and gave him an opportunity, torn ACL.
Sure.
Hey, he know I remember this, 2 years on contract with the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah. Yeah.
And let him get rehab. Come on, dog. I still got damn pictures. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying,
amazing.
All the things you have done. Come out of Pontiac. Your mom, bless you, got the opportunity to go to country day school with the best education in the state of Michigan.
Yep.
You go to Notre Dame. You play NFL for like 7-8 years, maybe longer. Man, it's just amazing. And now look where you at now. I'm proud of you more. But I'm really proud of your mother for raising a good-ass kid. You and Crinton, you know Crinton's my baby. But I mean, I'm just going to give a shout out to Mama. Mama did a great job.
Yeah, she did.
And then I'm Jonas. I'm proud of your ass. We got some things we're going to do together. Top 250 camp is coming up. I'm trying to get you up. We talked about this. Trying to do some different things. We'll share when it's time. But you keep doing it. If you need me on any aspect, recruiting, calling some coaches, I'm here. All right. So keep up doing a good job. We gotta call, talk, come on soon, later, next week, whatever we need to talk. But I want to be part of your program.
Appreciate it.
All right.
And Jay, you from this end, you already know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so
Yep.
some things go without being said.
Absolutely.
Nothing but love. And you said something to me the last time I seen you. You said something about D, man, you never satisfied. I was never satisfied. And I just want to say for the record, that's so untrue. I was always satisfied with what you did and proud of you. So don't never think that. But what I wanted, I just always wanted to keep you hungry, keep that fire, because I knew what you could do. You know what I mean? I knew what you could do. So I never wanted you to get complacent. And that's what it was all about for me.
Hey, look, and he got to know you was hungry. You ate that damn 3-piece of pizza in a pop.
Right. I stayed hungry.
Stayed hungry, baby. And then ran a 400.
Right. Easy.
Hey, ain't nobody hungry to that brother, man.
We got so many stories, but
man.
I'm glad when Reg told me that you was gonna be on the show, man. We just lit up, so I'm glad we can share these stories, man. There's gonna be many more. I look forward to with the great nephews, see what they're doing, and man, just take care of yourself, man, and keep giving back. Keep giving back. That's
Absolutely.
what it's all about.
All right, baby. We love
you,
man.
I appreciate y'all, man. Love y'all.
Love you too, big dog.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
We'll talk soon.
All right.
Okay, talk to y'all soon.
All right, Jay.
All right.
Wow.
Man, y'all, hey, Sante, where the Kleenex at, dog?
Wow.
Where the Kleenex at? Because Reg,
I know.
You know the story.
I know.
And it's man, that's all I can say. That means a lot for because Reg, and that's what we was talking about with Devin earlier. When you work with these kids, man, it ain't about self-gratification. It's not about them doing anything for you. It's about seeing them turn into productive young men, man. And for them to pass that baton, so to speak.
Absolutely. And he's doing everything. He worked with me. He donated his time to me. He did a lot of stuff for me. And he was giving back because one, he loved it.
No doubt.
And you can't say enough about Jonas, man. He's freaking outstanding and shit. He graduated from UAD. I mean, Country Day. What, 3.5 or something like that?
Yeah.
Come on,
and then go to Notre Dame, which is one of the toughest academic institutions in the country.
No doubt.
And then we didn't even, we went on the NFL career. We didn't really get into that a lot, but won the Super Bowl with Tom Brady and the Patriots. And he's left his mark, man.
Hey,
so
go Google that NFL Indianapolis game when he broke that 250 yards.
Sure did.
Yeah,
Four touchdowns.
Four touchdowns.
Thursday Night Football. Sure did.
I still got the photo of on what's that magazine?
Sports Illustrated.
Sports Illustrated.
Yeah. So again, let this be the example. And again, for parents, and I'm looking right into the camera. Let this be the example. This is why we're doing this. You guys can hear the stories. You guys can hopefully be motivated. You guys can use these things as a resource as it relates to your journey, because no two journeys are the same. We had Devin on here. We had Jonas on here. We talked, KJ not too long ago. None of these guys' journeys was the same, Reg.
Yeah.
And take these things and use it as motivation as you move on. Jimmy Macon says, Jonas, I'm glad you shared the process of being recruited and the highs and lows of politics through high school and college. Keep grinding. So anybody know Jonas know he always keeps a smile on his face. Now I've never seen the kid complain about working out. And again, it takes that village. So I'm just glad that Reg, you and I were a part of his journey.
Yes.
And it's a whole lot of more stories to be written.
Yep. And Jerry Gray, great job.
Right.
On both of your boys, Corinthian.
No doubt.
And Jonas. So you did a great job.
And Jerry, me and her have our battles. We've had our battles in the past.
Well,
but I know she knows at the end of the day it was all love.
Yeah, Jerry had battle with me. I love her, dog.
Right.
You can't. One thing you respect about Jerry, he's going to be transparent.
Sure.
No matter what.
Sure.
You like the shit she say, but
sure.
that's her child.
Yeah, no
doubt
for
a child.
No doubt. No
She
doubt.
did a good job. So,
No doubt.
Jonas, I'm proud of you. Corinthian, I love you.
We love you
dawg.
too, big fella. Hey, holla at your uncle, man. Hey, holla at me. You know, we here. We getting older, bro. I don't want to sound like that old super dude, but we getting on up there. So, you know,
All right.
reach out, and we love you guys, man. And again, we just glad to share all these stories with these athletes, these great athletes and great human beings, and what they're doing. And like I said, we got a whole lot more in the making.
And just to help you through the process, because whatever you're going through, somebody's going through worse.
See,
And then you got to have prayers and grind. And just stay consistent, because guess what? We're on the corner of success.
sure.
So I appreciate you guys, and we love you guys. And on to next week.
That's it.
You hear from us again. All right.
Yeah. So again, great job, Reg.
Yep.
Beautiful show. We're gonna be back, same time, same place. And please share the Rising Stars football podcast with your friends and family, and call in and use the number. Don't be shy. And Reg, when I go to games, whatever, people say, "Hey man, I was watching the podcast and I was gonna send a text message." I'm like, dude, call a show. That's what we're here for. So we appreciate our producer Sante over there. He does a great job. You guys ever need a podcast producer, hey, look him up. So again, much love. Hey, we'll see you guys same time, same place next week. Peace, love, hair grease, Reg.
Chicken nuggets.
Let's go.
All right.
Holla back.